going on, everyone? It is Tuesday, September 13th, 2022, and this is Overreaction Tuesday with the PTA boys.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Where we were right, where we were wrong.
We got T-Bone and Buzzsaw, everyone's favorite. All three of us are back.
Week one in the books.
Oh, yeah.
Week one is in the books. So we're going to go over week one. All three of us are just going to recap week one. I got some questions for the boys, some fun, little juicy questions for us. We're going to go over where we were right and where we were wrong. We got some buy-sell holds. And we got some buy-sell holds in fantasy.
Wins. For us, at least.
Then we're going to jump into the week two betting as well as the week two fantasy. All right, so week one. What are some of our biggest takeaways here?
Cowboys are fucked.
Oh, yeah.
And
Cowboys are done.
I wish that, like we said earlier, I wish Dak was out for the full year just so we could potentially tank and get Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. But
completely agree.
Now we're going to be maybe 2-4 when he gets back, 1-5, and then they're going to win a game or two when he gets back. There's gonna be hope.
I think there's a chance we go 0-4. I mean, we're losing this week, and we have Commanders, Giants. We could lose those games.
We're not going to be favored in any of those games. That's
maybe
for damn
against
sure.
the Giants. That may be.
I mean, after Saquon being back,
honestly,
Dable's looking like a genius.
Yeah, honestly, we could easily be 0-4.
I mean,
I would not be shocked.
After this week, I don't know where the Giants are going to be. We'll be 1-1.
Yeah, I think the Giants hype train's a little too steamy
it's
right
definitely
now.
too much. People who are like, can the Giants beat the playoffs? I'm like, I love the Giants, but like, it ain't happening.
And that's why it's Overreaction Tuesday.
Shitty Titans team.
I don't think they're that bad. I was still very happy with the win. It was great, but
they should have beat New York. But
I mean, we were still 5.5 point dogs. I mean, that's still something. But okay, anyway, what the fuck was Nathaniel Hackett doing last night?
I have no idea.
That was awful.
Did you see like on the ESPN thing, Peyton Manning, Shannon Sharp were both like, "What the hell? Like, what are they doing? Call a timeout."
And Buck were all like, "What are you doing?"
Everyone,
like, timeout.
Everyone,
even like Peyton and Eli. Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
they were.
You
on
see,
the whole
they had
thing.
Shannon Sharp on it.
Did they
really? I saw a clip on Twitter at the very end. He goes, "Man, what the hell was that?"
I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Like at the very least, like go up and like attempt a hard count or something like that instead of like running the clock.
The other thing too that people they had the ball with 3 minutes and 50 seconds and 3 timeouts. Yeah. And they only got to the 45-yard line?
Oh, they were
there was no urgency, nothing.
They got stuck too early in the mindset of we're kicking a field goal.
Well, but that was the thing.
You got to push the offense still. You can't just start running the ball.
If you have 4 minutes and 3 timeouts,
run the normal offense.
There's no reason you shouldn't go get a touchdown with a minute and a half left.
They were running it like they were on the 20-yard line with a minute left.
Either way, you just traded for all those draft picks, all those players for Russell Wilson. You signed that massive contract. You'd think you would trust him to get 4th and 5.
That's why you pay him.
Yeah,
that's why you pay him.
If you're going to kick a 64-yarder, which McManus has never done, and his 61 was like 6 years ago in Denver.
Yeah, this is at sea level in humidity.
Yeah, if you're going to kick that, then why don't you keep Teddy Bridgewater? Yeah, I get it. Like, you're a rookie coach, but anyone and their mother could have said to go for that or to time manage that better. Like the
time management
he
was
botched
awful.
it so bad. It was like that was the one thing you can't do is milk the clock to 19 seconds or whatever it is, and then say fuck it, we're gonna go for a 64-yard field goal. Really?
Yeah. They also had a lot of.
I get McManus is a good kicker, but
they also had a lot of penalties too. They just did
they looked. They
didn't play at
coached.
all in the preseason. None of the starters did, and it showed last night for sure.
Well, the offense was great between the 20s. Between the 20s, we were talking about before that we just got on. It was like they averaged 6.8 yards a play.
Yeah.
You watch their drives, and it was like, boom, first down, boom, first down, boom, first down. It was like, oh, they're at the 25-yard line. They shit the bed.
Well, they had 2 fumbles at the goal line. I mean, if that happens, you're probably not going to win. But they definitely had.
Was that on the same drive or 2 separate drives?
Two separate drives.
They were both turnovers.
Melvin Gordon fumble on the one, then Javonte Williams fumble on the one.
Wow.
And one thing I would say too, Javonte had I think 18 or 19 points, but if I'm a Javonte Williams fantasy owner, I'm not very encouraged by that game because it was
Melvin Gordon had more.
It was split.
Attempts.
Their touches and playing
he did
time
catch
was split.
8 passes.
Yeah,
he did.
You're in PPR,
but he's not going to replicate that, in my opinion.
That is a good sign, though, because I think that was kind of the knock. It was like Javonte's not a pass catcher.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what everyone thought. Now it's like, okay, guy's going to catch the pass.
Well,
even after Melvin fumbled, they brought him right back in the next drive immediately.
Yeah. Well, Melvin's a veteran. They're going to trust him. And I think they trust Javonte, too. But, yeah, we definitely saw, it's not, AB. It's
yeah,
1A,
1A, 1B, two-headed monster.
They also didn't target Judy or Sutton as much as I thought they were going to. I think they each only had like 7 targets.
They each had 7.
Like I thought they were going to do it more of throwing to them.
Russ also
they threw to the tight ends a lot.
Yeah, they did.
Andrew Beck with that one-hander, baby. That was beautiful.
Russ also just didn't look that good either. I honestly, there were multiple occurrences to where he should have used his legs more. I think he was waiting too long in the pocket. I mean, there was one play. It was on a rollout to the left. He had the tight end open. I know he was throwing across his body, but the guy had him beat by 5 yards, and he threw it last second to where they're like third-string tight end has to dive and try to make a crazy-ass catch, and it's like you got to time that up better. You got to get the ball out, stop holding on to it.
I really do think a big thing, like, because I think it was them, the Rams, and the Bengals who didn't have like any of their players playing in the preseason, like any of their starters.
The Cowboys.
And like it showed.
It definitely showed, and that's kind of a new trend too, because forever teams will at least play their starters for like a quarter or a half or something
just
or whatever.
Get something.
But now teams their injuries are so bad, we just sit them the whole time. So I think that's.
I mean, I guess
Ideally, we'll probably start see more too, year in year out, like on opening nights.
Especially with the extra game, like teams are like, okay, if we go 0-1, it's not the end of the world. Like, and really, it's like it's the first half
for Denver though. They need it. We've looked at their schedule. It's
for
their
Denver
first
to
half's
drop
a lot
that game
easier.
That's a game
that was a must-have for them.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can't lose that game.
That one could definitely come back.
Like Raiders are still in a good spot. Like you lost to the Chargers. All right, that's fine.
You didn't lose.
You can't lose to the Seahawks.
A bottom feeder.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some Week 1 overreaction questions here.
Let's do it,
We got
baby.
a ton of them, so this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
All right, the first one. I know he's hurt. He's out for a little bit now, but is Dak a top 15 quarterback in this league?
He's not a top 15 quarterback.
I knew that was coming.
I almost wanted to say top 20, but no. We could get into the players that I have ahead of him in a second.
That's what I want to do.
But real quick, I just top 15. Say whatever, but I just want to shut him for his whole career in a scale real quick. Okay. When we break down Dak's career, he has one playoff win against the wild card against a Seattle team that wasn't very good. So in a 7-year career, one wild card win, that's the highlight. That's it. Blake Bortles made the AFC Championship. He has a better resume than Dak Prescott. We look year by year. His rookie year, arguably the best offensive line in NFL history. Yes, he was a rookie, lost to Aaron Rodgers, so we'll cut him some slack.
He did play really well in that game.
He did. He played well. That was his best playoff game, easily.
Yeah, no doubt.
2017, prime Zeke, Pro Bowl Dez, 3 Pro Bowl linemen, Sean Lee, D-Law, both all pros on defense, 9-7, missed the playoffs. 2018.
Well, Zeke missed like 10 games.
He missed it. He was back late. But I mean, either way, in the NFL in 2017 with that O-line, 2018 still got all 3 Pro Bowlers. D-Law, second team All Pro, 10-6. That's the year they beat Seattle. So that's 2018 best year. 2019 they get Amari Cooper, lose Travis Frederick. You still have Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, Zeke, and then you have Pro Bowlers on D-line and D-Law. Middle linebacker, all-pro rookie Leighton Vander Esch and Byron Jones. So that year, you can't say the defense is a liability. You have Pro Bowlers on all 3 levels. Missed the playoffs that year. In 2020, he gets hurt. And then last year, we know what happens. The team's loaded. And now it's looking like a fucking just a fire from hell.
I
think Dak has benefited from the system his whole career. Like, has there been an offensive player in the past 7 years, or just say that was adopted into a system that's had this good of offensive personnel for this long? I mean, when you look year in and year out from rookie year, I wouldn't say this year, but from rookie year to last year, the offensive personnel that he's been equipped with is got to be near the top of any quarterback ever adopting for that longevity of it too. We see guys that's a year or two, a few years, but for like 6-7 years, man, like the O-line's falling apart now, yes, but he's had Zeke there, he's had good skill position players, and I mean the Cowboys too have probably been top 3 in drafting players in the past 10 years. Like the talent has been there for so long, and I think now, like that we pay him $40 million. It's like, Dak, you carry this team, we're paying you $40 million. And I mean, we saw in the first 3 quarters of football last night or the other night on Sunday night that he can't do that. And I think that's something that we've known forever.
We've been saying
but the
that
public,
literally since
but
the
public
second
does
year.
not know, and that's why that non-Cowboys fans are rating him. That TikTok we had a little bit ago.
If you actually watch Cowboy games, and I think if you actually just know football and you watch Dallas consistently, you know Dak's really not that great. Like, I don't think at any point in his career you've ever watched like a 6-game stretch and been like, that guy's an all-pro level quarterback. At any point, even those points where he was great, it's like you said, he was surrounded by great offensive line play, great receiver play, great running back, and quality defenses.
Yeah.
There's never been a point at any time when we've lost a player. Tyron Smith goes out. We don't have Amari Cooper. Dez leaves. Whatever happens, where he's actually been able to make up for a deficiency on the team. If we drop anything at receiver, he gets worse. If we drop anything at running back, he gets worse. If the left tackle's out, we're completely screwed and we get sacked 8 times because he holds on to the ball. There's never been a spot where you've been like, he carried us. He actually took something on his back and said, I'm going to will this team to some victories in a 4-week stretch ever in his career. And everyone props him up, 1, because he's the Cowboy quarterback. And 2, because he's a 4th-round rookie and everyone loves the story about his rookie year and everything. And no one actually watches him play week in and week out and is like, he's really not that good. He's an average quarterback. Yeah. And anyone who actually watches it knows that. And you've been like, that's why like when Russell Wilson was available. And like, you know, when all these quarterbacks are available. And like, we were even talking about if the Cowboys tank this year, should we draft Bryce Young? Yeah. Totally good to do that. Like, Dak's not that good, and nowhere is he close to $40 million by any means. And what you do when you pay a quarterback $40 million, you pay him to cover up deficiencies on your team. And what has he never done in his career? Cover up deficiencies.
Never.
We've been done with Dak for like 4 years now. Last year, it was like, oh, yeah, we're great because we're beating the shit out of the Giants. Yeah. And then we get
NFC
railed
East
by
great.
The Cardinals.
But any team outside of that.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that in a 7-year span, 1 wild card win. One playoff win.
It's been 7 years.
2016.
He's 29.
Is he really?
Yes.
1 playoff
We're
win.
old.
1 playoff win. 1 playoff win in 7 fucking seasons with all of this talent around. And I feel like, too, people kind of like to prop up Dak and say, oh, he's really not that bad. I feel like it's kind of a weird dynamic with Jerry Jones and Dak because people see Jerry Jones as like the villain. And when you ever have a villain, you need a hero. And I feel like the public eye kind of sees Dak as like the hero of this team.
It's because he's such a good dude.
It's because he's a leader room guy. He's a leader, great guy. But it's like being a good guy doesn't win you football games.
No,
I'm sorry,
it
doesn't.
Be able to ball out.
It doesn't.
Can't.
Yeah. He can't. He
He
flat out is not talented enough.
I've been like I was telling you before this, like I don't even care that Dak got hurt. I was so disgusted with the Cowboys after the playoff game and what we did this offseason, and I was like, I don't even give a shit that Dak got hurt.
I wish he was hurt longer.
Yeah,
I wish he was out the year.
I wish he was out the year.
And then we get a top 3 pick. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, and before the season, we're like, great, what did we do this offseason? We lost our number 1 receiver. We didn't revamp our old, depleting offensive line. We lost Randy Gregory for nothing. We did nothing to replace anything that we lost.
Traded Amari Cooper for a 5th-round pick.
Yeah, did that.
And then you look at other receivers, what they get, and it's
all we
pathetic.
added was James Washington and our 1st-round rookie, who was the most penalized tackle in college football last year. That is all we did to make up for all the deficiencies we lost on a team that last year was 12-5, but realistically wasn't that good. We saw them against other teams in the NFC or other teams in the league outside the NFC East. What were we, 6-5?
Well, when y'all play anyone with like above 500 record,
we lose.
We lose. What was our major win last year? The Patriots, Chargers,
Probably
week 2
against Mac Jones.
Oh, that Patriots one was huge.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
Our Vegas size got boosted. But the actual most important piece in the whole entire Dallas Cowboys organization is Will McClay. Could you imagine?
No doubt.
Could you imagine, man, if Will McClay never went to Dallas? Imagine if we drafted like an average team.
Oh, we'd be awful.
This team has been carried by its drafts. Its GM works terrible. Its player development's good, but its GM works terrible, and just how they handle free agents.
In 2016,
the whole GM side of this team is fucked up. Like, Will McClay better be getting a lot of fucking money because he is honestly the only reason.
I think Jerry paid.
Because they don't have a cap for those guys.
So I know y'all were saying that y'all hope they end up tanking. Like, I think what's probably gonna happen is y'all gonna end up treading water and it's getting like
we're gonna be like 7-10.
No, because Dak's
it's
only
gonna be great.
Dak's only gonna be out like 5 weeks now. It's a
now,
fractured thumb. I fractured my thumb. You're out like a month.
Now
You're basically a pro athlete.
Yeah, you're pretty much an NFL.
Hey, I've fractured this thumb like 3 times. So
I watched you fracture that trying to take a sock off one time.
I did.
Now let's say if for something like, because it could very well happen to where Dak comes back and then something stupid happens again, he gets hurt again. Cowboys do end up with a top 3 pick. Do y'all think that Jerry Jones would actually find a way to get rid of Dak?
No, I don't. I think he's still committed to him.
I think he is too.
That's
okay,
the thing too.
Though,
even if our wish happened, and let's say we get the 1 pick, and it's like C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, take whatever. I think Jerry would take Will Anderson, or he would trade down the pick.
Yeah,
because I think Jerry in his senile mind truly believes that Dak Prescott's going to bring him a Super Bowl before his fucking old ass dies.
Did you hear what he said when he went on First Take like a week or 2 ago with Michael Irving and Stephen A. Smith? He was like, because they were at or Molly or whoever was asking, like, you drop, your team got worse. Like, why are you still so confident in this Cowboys team to win the Super Bowl this year? Like, use every
because we got Dak Prescott.
Yeah, because we got number 4 in the backfield. That's right. We got number 4.
And we're gonna run the ball.
We got number 4 behind the center, and that man is a leader, and that man will lead the Cowboys back to the glory land. And it's like, dude. Like he's just Kirk Cousins, just younger.
He
doesn't even throw as pretty as ball as Kirk Cousins.
Jerry's just living in 2016. I mean, we saw like 3 weeks ago. We saw the offense is still going to run through Zeke Elliott 2-1.
Starts and stops through number 21.
Well, I mean, he also just made a massive investment on Dak, and it's like he doesn't seem like someone who wants to get rid of that investment like 2 years after.
But nowadays in the NFL, we see people.
Oh no, absolutely.
But they'll admit what they're wrong, and then they'll throw it in.
That's what you have to do.
Jerry's the kind of guy. Jerry won't admit when he's wrong.
Yeah.
No.
Like we saw the Eagles say, all right, Carson Wentz
He's still saying
is not our guy.
Has to go through Zeke.
And what do the Eagles do? They shed Wentz contract. They trade a pig, get rid of him, and now they got Hurts, and they got a great team, probably going to win the AFC East, can make some noise in the playoffs. But Jerry Jones isn't that. He's not that guy.
No.
You're not that guy, pal.
You're not that guy, pal.
You're not that guy.
No, I will say, though, if the Cowboys do what we hope they do, which is completely fucking suck all year, and are like 3-14 or 4-13, and we do end up with the top 3 pick.
You want to go with the Cuban?
Let's go. It's AJ Hockett. I think it's a win-win-win. One,
we get Will Anderson.
That's one of the 3. One, we draft Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud. We trade Dak for at least a first-round pick, and we start anew. We cut Zeke, we trade Dak, and we start anew with Mike on the defense and this great quarterback. We still have Zach Martin. We still have CeeDee, and we start anew. Great, whatever. Option 2, we have like the second pick in the draft. Some team wants to trade up and draft C.J. Stroud or whatever. We trade it for a haul, and we stack up the draft picks. Yeah, that'd be great. And then C.J. Stroud blows, and that would be just perfect.
Because we're getting Bryce Young. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Y'all can be good this year. Huh? We
like
trade it for a
7-10.
haul. We load up on draft picks, and we start stacking the team, like our team, top to bottom, which is what we're gonna have to do if we want to be competitive with Dak. We have to have a great team. Obviously, the last 7 years has shown that. I'll take option A too, or option 3. We have like the 3 pick. Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud go 1 and 2, and we draft Will Anderson. And for the next decade, we have Micah Parsons and Will Anderson.
That
would not be
disgusting.
the last thing
terrifying.
I want is for them to stack up with Dak, but unfortunately that's probably what would happen.
Right.
I mean, I'd be fine with that, but can you imagine Will Anderson and Micah Parsons?
That would
but I'm
be
saying
hilarious.
But I'm saying if we had like the 1 pick, and some teams calling, hey, we're taking Bryce Young, we have the 10 pick. And then
I totally think y'all would hold out.
You get the 10 pick, and you get a few more first or whatever with it.
Yeah. All right. Now, real quick, I do want to just go over these quarterbacks real quick and just see where we actually rank them as a group.
Okay.
So
back to the Dak being top 15. I want to rip off 15 quarterbacks and see.
Okay. All right. So Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, I'm going off a fantasy list here.
It should be on like the Matchbox.
Where's the box?
No, he didn't give me a Matchbox. He just gave me these things.
Here, you should probably put it on the table because it's probably gonna be kind of hard doing it in your hand.
Oh, it's a good thing we got a lighter.
Little matches look cool though. All right, whatever. Let's put a lighter.
All right. Okay. So I have a fantasy list in front of me too. So bear with me.
I actually wrote down 15. I already have them right here.
Easy enough.
All right. So I'm starting from like
top guys. Yeah.
So Josh Allen, yes. Patrick Mahomes, yes. Aaron Rodgers, yes. Tom Brady, yes. Justin Herbert, yes. Joe Burrow, yes. Russell Wilson, yes. Lamar Jackson, yes. Matt Stafford, yes. Deshaun Watson, yes. Derek Carr, yes. Kyler Murray, I'd say yes.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, I'd say yes.
That's tight. But he did throw 33 touchdowns and 7 picks last year.
Honestly, yeah.
Jalen Hurts, I'd say yes.
I can't say Jalen Hurts.
Just because
of
his running ability. He had 10 touchdowns last year on the ground. He had 800 rush yards. For the offense,
let's come back to
for the
Hurts.
offense Philly's in, Jalen Hurts is definitely better than Dak would be.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. Actually, I don't know. I think Dak would be pretty good in that offense because they still have a great O-line and great
But
weapons.
Dak doesn't run that's okay. That's the thing that's infuriating me. When Dak came out of college,
he's slow.
He can kind of run.
I don't think he can
Not
run
like
anymore.
Hurts.
Not like Hurts. No, not like Hurts. I'm saying Hurts would be better. But like Dak, whenever he came out of college, it was never Dak's this great passer. It was Dak's a
Yeah,
fucking
that's
bruising
true.
runner.
Well, he had like
And the
5 or 6 touchdowns that rookie
Yeah,
year
he
on
was
the ground.
quick. He can still kind of move, but the Cowboys have tried to mold him into this like sit back pocket passer kind of guy,
He's gotten hurt
and
a
that's
couple
not
times.
even what he is.
They've tried to turn him into this like
They've
genius,
turned him
like line of
yes,
scrimmage guy.
They've
all
tried.
Of a sudden.
He's not. They've tried to turn him into some Tom Brady-esque, and like Dak. If you want to get the best out of Dak, he has to be somewhat of a threat on the ground.
All right, let's get back to the list. Top 15.
Okay, so Jalen Hurts makes it 13.
And then the 15th was Matt Ryan.
Who's 14?
Was Hurts.
Who's before that?
Oh, I'm
Kurt?
saying I had all these guys.
No, okay.
Kirk Cousins.
Okay, who?
Kyler Murray.
Oh, Kyler was 12.
Yeah,
Okay, so Kirk, Hurts,
and Matt Ryan. That's tight at 15.
That's tight from
at
13
15.
to 15.
That's tight.
I think, honestly, no doubt he's not top 12. I don't think, honestly, I don't even know an argument that you can make for the top 12 guys you can say Dak's better than. I mean,
with Matt Ryan,
Derek
right?
Carr
Matt Ryan,
and Kyler
like,
Murray, like, Derek Carr's a much better passer. Kyler Murray is a better passer and better runner.
Do you think Matt?
Easy.
Do you think Dak would have won 7 games last year with that Falcons roster?
No,
With
they would
Russell
have probably won
Gage?
like 3 games.
No, Falcons won 7 last year with Matt Ryan.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I think
they
Dak
would've
probably
won.
would have won
Yeah.
like 4 games or 3 games. Yeah.
All right.
What do you think?
I mean, I think right around that 13 to 15.
I think he's
it's
13
top.
to 16.
Like he's right in that range. Like you're right. There's definitely a massive.
I think 12. There's a big drop.
There's a big
Yeah.
drop off from 12.
Yeah.
All
no
right.
doubt.
Well, that was a lot more Dak talk, but hey, what are we gonna do here? I hate the Cowboys. Y'all love the Cowboys. Let's just rip into Dak.
He's America's quarterback.
All right. Next question. Is there any chance the Rams repeat?
What do you mean any chance?
like a 1% chance.
What's the let's word it different. What's the highest percentage you'd give the Rams of repeating? Like,
I don't like the way you worded that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Well, for obviously, is there a 25% chance they win the Super Bowl again and repeat?
Win the Super Bowl?
That's repeating.
That is repeating.
Or just what are the odds they repeat? I would say slim. I wouldn't say slim to none. I would just say slim.
Let me see.
I would say very slim. I mean, one just repeating in the NFL is almost unheard of. Like, how many teams have... I mean, Tom Brady's... Well, I guess Tom Brady did go back-to-back in, like, 03, 04. But, like, Tom Brady hasn't gone... I mean, like, what? Okay. Tom Brady hasn't gone back-to-back in the years he was actually good. Like, those first 2 years that he won.
That was the last time anybody went back-to-back.
And that's the... I mean, those early Patriots teams were not because of Brady. They were because of Belichick and the defense. So that wasn't even really because of Brady. Brady's been the best player in the league for the last... I don't even know, 15, 20 seasons, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
And he's never gone back-to-back. So I think just one going back-to-back is extremely hard no matter what team you are. Rams got worse. We saw Matthew Stafford shit his brains out against the Bills. I think, unless they get some better offensive line play, unless a number 2 receiver steps up, I think that's one thing they can't do this year is go back in and be like, we can just feed Cooper Kupp. I think you saw the Bills were like, sure, just feed Cooper Kupp. Like, you go for it. We're going to stop everyone else, and you're not going to be able to do anything
Like, Cooper Kupp's going to get his regardless.
Yeah, we'll just let him
the
get
scary
his stuff.
thing is, like, the Bills aren't even – I know they got Von Miller, yes, but they're not known to have one of these daunting pass rushing defenses, and they had 8 sacks on Matthew Stafford.
Well, it looked like
Whoa.
it, that. Yeah.
8?
They had 8 sacks, yes.
He got sacked 8 times?
Yes, they were
Dude,
all over
their
him.
D-line looked ridiculous.
They're
Like,
Holy hell.
And that's what I've said from day one with this new Rams team.
Has been
Their
on it.
offensive line is not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
The side missing Andrew Whitworth is massive. People want to say, "Oh, they lost Odell Beckham." That doesn't matter.
No.
Andrew Whitworth was one of the best pass blocking guys in the league last year.
Good pull.
Losing him, your blind side for Stafford, and Stafford's not a mobile guy. He needs a blind side.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, Von Miller was back there constantly.
Yes.
I would say slim to none.
I mean, what are you going to do? What are they going to do if you're the Rams and you got Nick Bosa on this note boom guy? He's going to get 3 sacks a game.
Yeah.
All right. So after week 1, they've dropped down to 6th. They have the 6th best odds to win the Super Bowl this year.
I would
Bills,
not
Chiefs,
bet
Bucks,
that.
Packers, Chargers are ahead of them. They now have the same
The
odds.
Packers are ahead of them?
Uh-huh.
Well, I wouldn't bet that one either. That's
I like the Packers more than the Rams.
I think we saw.
I still like the Rams more.
I mean,
I do think we saw the
if you look at any position on the team besides skill positions, the Packers are better. Running backs better. QB better.
That
offensive
also
line
was
better. Defense better.
The thing is, like, that was also.
I mean, D-line? Still have Aaron Donald.
I mean, they got Kenny Clark. They got Rashawn Gary. They just
that
drafted
first-round
2
pick.
first-round rookies.
Yeah.
They got Devondre Campbell. Their front seven's fucking scary. Preston Smith.
I would still probably take the Rams.
Well, my thing is, like,
but
I think that was.
I think the Packers are going to heat up late.
Well, that
I
was.
do too.
That
I think
was,
the Packers will be fine.
That was the worst that Packers offense is going to look all year, if I had to guess.
Yes.
And I think
They started off slow week 1 last year,
The trouble
too.
thing is, I could see something like that happening to the Rams again. Like, I could see a good defensive line just completely destroying them.
Yeah.
And then them only scoring 10, 15
Yeah,
points.
if your O-line can't support you and you don't have a mobile quarterback, that's as good as you're done.
It's as good as gravy.
I think the Rams will probably still win their
They've
division.
proven they can't run the ball that effectively either. So if you can't run the ball super effectively, that O-line, like in a Sean McVay offense, you need a decent O-line.
It is okay. It is week 1. They
Absolutely.
did win the Super Bowl. They also just probably played the best team in the league. Like I think I know they look bad, and Matthew Stafford looked bad. The O-line looked bad.
Yeah.
I still think the Rams are a top 4 team in the NFC.
Oh, in the NFC, no question.
I think they'll still probably win their division.
I agree with that.
I think they'll host at least one home playoff game.
the NFC's a crapshoot. I mean,
Yeah.
Definitely,
But I mean, still,
definitely
like-
not the favorites though.
no.
The
The team we saw last year is night and day a different team.
I don't know about night and day.
I think
it's definitely different. It's definitely not. It's definitely
they lost
not as
key
good.
Pieces.
Outside of Whitworth,
I'm curious.
what did they lose?
Von Miller.
Okay, but they
Austin
also got
Corbett.
Von Miller.
I mean, they lost their
season.
2 best linemen. That's massive. They lost Von Miller, and I mean, like we said, Stafford led the league in picks last year. Without that protection
like
there
he's gonna
for
do it
Stafford,
again.
since Stafford's proven that in his career that he can be turnover happy.
I am curious to see though, just like week 5, what's going on there because they
I'm
also
not out on the Rams.
No,
but
I think they're still going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're making a run though.
I don't think so either. I say slim to none that they. Honestly, more for me just because no one repeats in the NFL. Like that's almost unheard of. Like, and this is not a team that you're like, that's a team that's going to repeat.
No.
Like, I think we saw that week 1.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Sticking with the Rams, which team's more likely to miss the playoffs, the Rams or the Bengals?
I say Bengals.
Bengals.
Just because the
Bold prediction, baby.
Just because the
Yeah.
AFC's just too loaded. And I mean, Joe
Yeah.
Burrow had 5 turns. What I feel like with Joe Burrow right now,
AJ Hawk me.
I got you, AJ Hawk. I feel like Joe Burrow. He made the Super Bowl.
Why don't you give me one of them, huh?
Oh, you want to light up another one right now?
Oh, we're just gonna pass these around the entire
That's
time.
what I was thinking.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So we could
All
just
right.
One
save
for the
them.
next 3 pot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
But no, but what I'm saying with the Bengals, so after Patty Mahomes won the Super Bowl, the next season they were still good, right? But we saw him almost try to turn every play into an ESPN highlight. And after Joe Burrow's 5 turnovers, I feel like Joe Burrow is kind of on that same wavelength now to where he's going to try to do too much, which is going to lead to turnovers. And when you have a defense that's not that good and you're turnover happy, I just don't like how it's going to turn out. I think Joe Burrow is almost in over his head with these weapons. Yes, Joe Burrow is extremely talented, but 5 fucking turnovers, 4 picks in week 1. And we saw him throw a deep. He had turnovers last year too. It's like turnovers.
He was inconsistent last year for sure.
Well, I'm also curious because we did mention earlier how they didn't play in the preseason and their offensive line.
Well, I think
it.
something else too is Joe Burrow didn't play in training camp. He had
appendix surgery.
He had appendix surgery. Like not only did he not
Yeah.
play in preseason, he wasn't even there in camp.
But I think I
I
think the offensive line was a big thing because yes, they put a lot of money into that offensive line, but
Didn't
they
look
also
great.
didn't play together.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like they haven't yet.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I think the Bengals, but I think for more of the fact that the competition for the Rams and the competition for the Bengals is astronomically different. One, I think everyone in the the Seahawks are the leading the NFC West right now. Like we don't know what the hell the Niners are going to be. The Cardinals look like dog shit. The Seahawks, even though they won, will probably win 5 games. Like I think the Rams have a pretty clear path to at least winning their division, and the NFC blows anyway.
At the very least, they're making the playoffs.
There might be a team that gets in at 8-9 or 9. I mean,
Yeah.
there'll at least be a team that gets in at 9-8. Whereas the Bengals might have to win 11 games just to make the playoffs. I mean, not to mention, Pittsburgh already beat them. Pittsburgh's no pushover. We've already listed off Chargers, Chiefs, Bills, Colts. I mean, I don't know about the Colts anymore, but I still think they'll win their division. But the Ravens, there's only a few spots that they can compete for the playoffs. Whereas the Rams, it's like clear cut to the division and 3 wild card spots where those 3 wild card teams are probably going to suck.
Now, just staying with the fact that the difference in how good the NFC is or the AFC is versus the NFC, like if y'all were setting the odds right now, what's the odds an AFC team wins a Super Bowl versus an NFC team?
I mean, it's close to 50%. Like, is it
55%?
It's whoever catches fire at the right time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really think like the AFC teams are so much better.
I mean, they're so good, but like if Tom Brady and the Bucs are fully healthy come February and they're firing, they're going to be matched up.
I mean, I'd probably put it like minus 150 the AFC team wins it.
I don't think you can do that.
I would say 55 to 45.
I don't think you can do that just because you don't know what the full conference. And come Super Bowl time, whatever team makes it out of the NFC is going to be a great team.
Also, the last 2 years, NFC's won.
And even when the Super Bowl line comes out, it's probably never even been that big of a favorite, minus 150. It's always like a -2 line.
Actually, Rams were favored by a lot last year, I think.
Yeah, it was a decent amount. It was like 4-ish. I want to say 4-ish, 4 or 5-ish.
Yeah.
But going back to so he threw 14 picks last year. So, I mean, didn't lead the league, but Stafford led it with 17, I think.
Yeah, him and Trevor Lawrence.
But he was still like top 3 or 4 in picks.
Let me hit that.
I just think when turnover happy like that, mixed with a defense that's mid.
I mean, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because it's week 1 and it was a tough defense.
I think they'll be. But yeah,
no,
I think they'll still
going to
make
be
the
good.
playoffs,
I'm just talking for the argument of comparison of them not making the playoffs. I think that would be why.
All right.
I think it'd be more because they go 10-7 and they lose a tiebreaker and they don't get in at 10-7, more than them not being that good. I think they'll still be good. Their offense should be awesome. Like once that O-line gels, I mean, between offensive line, running back, weapons, quarterback, I mean that's one of the top 3 offenses in the league. Issue's going to be defense. I think Zach Taylor proved last year he's cut out for the job, but we don't really know yet, so we'll see what he does. But I think it'd be more because of the competition that's there.
Yeah. So, all right. Next. Can the Bills go undefeated? I'm sorry, will they go undefeated?
No.
Will they?
Will they?
No.
It's a fun idea. Yeah. But the one thing I will say, so they have the Chiefs week 6. So if they beat Kansas City in week 6 and are 6-0, then we will start to hear talks about this.
I feel like their schedule is going to be tough.
They do have a tough schedule. But, I mean, the odds of a team going 16-0 is already 17-0 in a loaded AFC to where they have a tough-ass schedule.
I mean, if you said, can they, I'd still probably say no. But, will they? No.
They did Monday or last Thursday night. They definitely can. But
it's week 1.
I know it was week 1.
It was close, too. Like, it was 10-10 going into halftime.
But
the Rams just shit their pants.
No, but you never felt like the Rams were truly, even when it was 10-10, you never felt like they were truly in the game. Like the Rams were.
I felt like they were in the game. It was 10-10 at halftime.
I know, but
the
Bills
like they were in the game.
But the Bills just looked like so much better and more crisp, and it was like they even had
they had like 2 turnovers in the first.
Yeah, but they also had 3 turnovers in the first half, and they were still tied. Like,
but the Rams didn't look good.
I mean, the Rams had a turnover or 2 as well.
Looked good in the first half.
The Rams had a turnover or 2 as well.
Yeah.
I know Stafford threw at least 1 pick in the first half.
Yeah.
I don't think either team looked good in the first half. It was the second half that the Bills.
The Bills are not going to go undefeated. I mean, that would be incredible if they did, but no.
Okay. All right. Let's see what we got next. All right. So the Dolphins it was 20-7, but it felt like it was not as close as that. But can this team somehow overtake the Bills and win the AFC East?
No.
The Bills are just too fucking
Dolphins?
good.
The Dolphins.
They beat up on the crap Patriots. No.
I mean, I actually switched up I think the Dolphins are going to be a competitive team this year. But when you're going against the Bills are a fucking juggernaut. Like,
they don't.
This
they
team
don't
is
stack
so
with the
fucking
Bills.
complete.
Yeah.
I mean, when's the last time probably kind of recently, but what was the last team where we were like, that team has the best offense and maybe the best defense too? Like, you could make an argument they both had the number 1 offense and defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just match.
What was the last team?
I think it was them. Was it them last year? No, y'all had the number 1 offense, right? The Cowboys did?
Yeah, but that's not like who.
In terms of
who
points
do you
scored?
think has the best offense? Who do you think?
You could have made an argument for the Bills last year. I mean, you definitely could have.
And that's scary.
I think Dolphins-wise, like, you match them team up by team outside a receiver, which is still relatively close. I think Dolphins have more talent at receiver. But outside a receiver, I don't even think they're close to the Bills in any category, maybe other than corner. just because they have Xavier Howard and Byron Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, but outside of receiver, that's the only
The
position.
Bills'
group on
O-line
the
isn't
team.
that good, but I mean, outside of
Dolphins
Toronto,
isn't either.
they have Teron Armstead, but
Yeah, I mean,
The
they're
Bills
on
is
Connor
definitely
Williams last year.
good enough.
Yeah, it's good enough. I mean,
that
I
team doesn't even need to run the fucking ball.
No, they don't. Like they get up in games and they still pass.
If
like,
I had Josh Allen, I would let him fucking throw 50 times.
You gotta let
I don't
Josh
even
Allen
care.
do his thing and just.
I
sling
do
it.
think he needs to run the ball less, though. He was running the ball too much in that game.
he takes hits.
He
when
does.
He
does.
runs. Like
But the
does
thing
not
is,
get down.
He's like 6'5", like 260. So like
so was Big Ben.
I mean, it
That's
wears
That's
on
what
you.
Big Ben used to.
I mean,
do.
Cam Newton. He
No,
used to
I
do it
no,
all
I
the
don't.
time.
I do not think he should take those hits.
I also
But I'm
don't
saying,
think.
if a quarterback could take the hits, it would be him.
But also, if
But
you have a guy,
but he should not be doing that.
if
though.
you have a guy as talented as Josh Allen, say what you will about Big Ben, Cam Newton, guys of that size, Josh Allen is just he's on another level talent wise compared to those guys.
Yeah, but if we're talking about injury,
I know that's what I'm saying.
that has nothing to do.
No,
with
I'm
talent,
saying
size, athleticism.
No, I'm saying
health.
that's why you don't have him run the ball as much.
Oh,
because he's
okay.
that talented. You
Oh,
want to,
yeah.
you'd want to, prize that possession.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like,
well, with Cam Newton, it's different. It's like Cam's not.
Cam can't throw.
Besides that one
Cam's
year.
not wowing anyone with his passing.
Besides
like,
that
Cam's
one year,
wowing
he
you with
can
his
throw.
running.
Yeah.
No, you let Josh Allen run when it matters in the fourth quarter and in playoff
Well,
time.
I like what they did with him last year. They didn't really start using his ability to run until later in the season.
Yeah.
It's like week 16,
Because they know
17,
that's
18.
that's the ace up their sleeve. Whenever
Yeah.
if Josh Allen's already beating you on his arm and then all of a sudden he starts ripping off 10, 15, 20-yard runs.
He's arguably
then as a
probably
D
top 5 dual threat.
coordinator, what do you even do?
Absolutely. Not a question.
Well, dual threat is different just because the passing is part of it. But like, just honestly, you could probably make a case he's a top 5 running quarterback in the league. Just if you
Absolutely.
value running more than passing.
I mean,
But
yeah,
I
who we
think-
got? We got Lamar, we got
Kyler,
Hurts, we got
Hurts.
Kyler.
And Mahomes
Trey
can
Lance.
move.
He's
but,
top 5 for sure
Yeah.
running.
I mean, but I just don't like the fact that
he's way better than Mahomes.
I know. I was just saying he can move, but
Come
they
on,
don't do
Brophy.
design runs for him. But like, I mean, I think at one point last week they were up 21 with like 6 or 7 minutes
Yeah,
left,
and
they
he,
ran
and he
the
was
ball
still
with him.
tucking it and running.
Like,
it.
let's not do that.
Yeah,
like,
he should not.
what are you doing? Let's not do that. Okay, all right. Next, Philly just scored 38 points, albeit against the Lions, but 38 points, 38 points. Can Philly have the number 1 offense in this league?
Absolutely.
Yes. Can they? Yes,
Can they?
definitely.
I think they definitely can. I mean, this offense they led the league in rushing. They ran for 160 yards per game last year. They ran for 39 carries on 216 yards. And I mean, they added A.J. Brown now. They have the best O-line in the league. They have Devontae Smith year 2. They have Dallas Goedert. And I mean, another layer of that, too, is their pass defense, it is pretty good, but it did not show up last week.
No, their defense
Or
did
their
not
run
show
their
up.
run defense actually got torched more than their pass defense last week.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's another thing, too, to where if their defense really can't hold up on the level like we think it could, they're going to find themselves in a lot more shootouts, and that offense is going to be just shitting out numbers.
Yeah.
Like, I think they could definitely have the number 1 offense in the league. Anytime you have an offense that can run the ball effectively as they can, paired with a quarterback that ran 10 rushing touchdowns last year, so Miles Sanders is a good running back, I think they could definitely be the number 1 offense in the league.
Yeah, I absolutely do, too.
That path for them to have the number 1 offense is for them to have that year that Lamar Jackson had, or Jalen Hurts to have the year that Lamar Jackson had when he was
or
MVP.
the Panthers with Cam Newton.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think I just don't know if they can, just because that is a run-based offense, and just you typically don't score as many points in a run-based offense. And Jalen Hurts was still like 18 of 32, like nothing
he had
crazy.
Like 290 yards though passing.
Yeah, but 18 of 32 is still 18-32 in my mind. That's not as efficient as you'd like. I mean, yes, the run ball.
But I mean, if we're talking about number 1 offense, it's numbers wise, it's yards. So how many yards did they have? Probably over 500 yards.
So if we're talking
Week
yards,
1?
I think that can happen. If we're talking points, I don't think so.
I think it could be points too.
I
I think the running offense might help with the points.
Yeah, I think we got to be talking points here.
Yeah,
Points.
if we're talking
Yeah,
points,
number 1 scoring offense
Yeah,
in the league.
if we're talking points, I don't know, just because with the run-based offense, you are going to be running the clock more. Like,
The only thing about the points is that I think their defense is going to be better. Because the other thing in that game too, that was a lot of garbage time. Like they were up 30,
so
they were up 38-21. Like
they're up 35 to
and,
14.
like they were kicking their ass all game. So like the defense was playing off. Like the Lions were just able to kind of you get chunk plays and all this stuff. Like, so I think the defense is going to be better. and they're going to be blowing a lot of teams out because their schedule stinks.
Yeah.
And they just match up just strictly personnel-wise, like better than almost every team in the league outside of like maybe 5 teams you can say that they have a clear advantage. So like I think they're going to be blowing a lot of teams out. So scoring-wise, going to be milking a lot of clock, running the ball out a lot. Defense is going to be holding teams. So.
But also, I do think when they play like good teams with good offenses, they're not going to be trying to get in the shootouts. That's a team that's going to
that team wants to get up and then run the ball down.
They're front runners.
They'd rather run the ball and keep it close than try and have Hurts air it out.
Yeah, and I was like, if I had to say, I don't think they're going to have the number one scoring often just because of, like you said, with the defense and the game script and all their games. But that's why it's an overreaction question.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and it's can they? Of course they can.
They can. Yeah, I don't think they personally will.
Yeah.
But
they got the horses.
They
got the horses.
They got the dogs.
All right, staying with the Eagles. Could Jalen Hurts win an MVP?
Yeah.
He definitely can win MVP.
I think that's more likely than them having the number one offense.
I do too. Yeah, no, I think Jalen Hurts could win MVP. His current odds are plus 1,600. And kind of like you just said, I think a good thing to compare it to is Lamar Jackson's 2019 season when he won MVP. And Lamar was the only unanimous MVP. But in that season, Lamar Jackson had 27 pass yards, 36 pass TDs, 1,200 rush yards, 7 rushing TDs, and a 14-2 record. And Jalen Hurts,
the record's a big thing.
The record's a big thing too. And Jalen Hurts doesn't need to replicate these numbers because Lamar, like I said, was the first unanimous MVP. Yeah. But if he can be in the same ballpark as these numbers and have the Eagles push for the 1 seed, he could win MVP. And with the best O-line in the league, they have the 3rd easiest schedule in the league. The weapons around him, he could easily do it.
I bet he finishes top 5.
And in week 1, he 17 carries for 90 yards. So he has to average 70 yards per game.
He ran the ball 17
carries for 90 yards. Jeez. And if he averages 70 rush yards per game, then he'll touch that 1,200 record, which Lamar Jackson has.
And he'll have games with over 100 yards.
And he had 10 rushing TDs last year. He had another 1 or 2 this week. Wouldn't shock me if he gets 10-plus again. It's for the passing stats.
It's the passing touchdowns.
He had 16 pass TDs last year.
He's going to need to bump those.
But that'll be up to like 24.
If he can get 26 to 28, I think. Yeah. And like we said, the Eagles are 12-5, 13-4, whatever they may be, 1,200 rush yards. He's got to get over 1,000 rush yards for sure, and he has to get at least 28 pass touchdowns for sure. And the Eagles have to be a 1 or 2 seed. Yeah. All 3 of those things have to happen.
It's got to follow the Cam Newton, Lamar.
It's set up right now for them to where he could achieve this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they have him on his rookie deal. They built this team to go all in right now. There's pieces everywhere.
Team stacked.
There's nothing fucking stopping them.
I mean, the league.
There really isn't. The schedule's the biggest. I think the schedule with the record, how that's going to correlate.
The other thing too, like I keep going back to Cam Newton. One, just because he's more of a power runner, like Cam was. But that one thing about Cam Newton and those Panthers teams, they had Jonathan Stewart, but goal line was all Cam Newton.
And that's what Jalen Hurts is.
All Jalen Hurts for the Eagles. It's the same thing.
But he's not running powers like Cam was. They're more doing They're more so doing options and stuff.
They run some powers with him.
I mean, he ran for 10 TDs last year.
I mean, a lot of that stuff wasn't between the tackles though.
No, but not like Cam. Okay, but no, he's a different kind of running quarterback than Cam.
He's a power runner though. He's not a speed runner.
They're not going to run it up the gut with him, but they're going to have options that are strictly designed for Jalen. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So
the guy ran the ball 17
He's not the
times.
same.
No, for sure. I'm not saying he's not a between the tackles.
No,
like
he's
Cam
he's not the same type of runner as Cam, but he's going to get the same usage as Cam.
I think he's similar to running to Cam Newton than he is to Lamar.
I think he is. Jalen Hurts is big, dude.
I know he's a big guy.
He's a big guy. Like, he's not juking people out.
He's not close to Cam though.
We're not saying he's Cam.
I say he runs more like Cam.
He does run, but he's not. But the Eagles aren't using him like Cam. They're using him in his own.
I think if there's a middle ground between
they're not
Cam,
doing QB power. They're doing read options.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I think if there's whatever the middle ground is between Cam and Lamar, I think he's that.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah.
But I think that's that model that he can easily follow 1 seed or 2 seed. All the stats you just pointed out. I mean, that's shown to be MVP twice last 2 years for a running quarterback.
The league loves a good story. What better than Philly? Quarterback win an MVP, 2nd-round pick.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, nothing better. We're back. All right, next question. Are the Colts better off with Carson Wentz or Matt Ryan?
I still say Matt Ryan. Just because of the way that the offense is built. Like, I think they need that game manager type of guy. And
Carson Wentz is going to take you for a ride, and sometimes that ride ends up with a win.
It does, but
sometimes you have fun on that ride, baby.
I mean, I'm going to count this week 1 game against Jacksonville as an outlier. I think they're going to figure it out. I mean, we still remember this was Matt Ryan's first game on a new team. He's been with the Falcons his whole career. But, I mean, if there's a team – I mean, how good is the Colts O-line still, honestly? I know they have Quentin Nelson.
It's definitely not bad.
It's not like that. That's the thing that scares
still
me.
like
It's
top
still
8.
definitely like a top 10 O-line.
But that's the thing
no
that scares
doubt.
me, though, is when we saw the Colts be really dominant is when it was like unanimous number 1 O-line in the league. And if the Colts O-line isn't
Hell, they weren't even that
unanimous,
dominant then either.
no, and it's like outside of Michael Pittman, I mean, that Alec Pierce guy dropped a touchdown right in the end zone. I mean,
Like 2
nothing.
targets.
they're extremely reliant on Michael Pittman. If Michael Pittman were to go down,
Jonathan Taylor.
that passing – well, I'm saying for the passing attack.
Yes.
We know the running attack's going to be there. But
I mean, they didn't do anything in that game until they started giving the ball back to Jonathan Taylor. They didn't score any points. So
I mean, I still think they're better off with Matt Ryan just because of his style of play. I think at this point, though, we're almost overrating the Colts' offensive personnel in a whole.
Their weapons are weak.
I feel like
weak.
like right before Wentz went there, though, it was a type of deal to where a lot of people say you could throw just any game manager back there, and they're probably going to win you 11, 12 games. I don't think the personnel is that great. The O-line's good. It's not great. They have Michael Pittman on the outside, and then
I think we're overrating their defense too.
I think we are. Yeah, I think the whole team.
I still think their defense
and I
is
think
good. They also
it's
and honestly,
good,
I
but,
think
like,
we might
I
be
don't think
over.
it's
I think we might be overrating
great.
Frank Wright a little bit too. What does he?
I
prove?
definitely think that too.
What has he proven? I know he's some offensive genius.
He won
What has
the
he
Super
proven?
Bowl with Nick Foles.
Yeah,
I mean,
but he was like a QB coach.
I will give him some sort of credit because he has had 5 different quarterbacks in the 5 years he's been there because he got the unexpected Luck retirement. But yes,
Wait, did he take that job before Luck retired?
Yes, he
and
took
then
that-
Luck retired.
I think he had 1 year with Luck and then Luck retired the following year.
Did he play with Luck?
Did he play with him?
No. Was he?
Yes, I'm pretty sure he coached with him the first 1 year
How
of
long has he
Luck.
been
Because
there?
he went over there after the Eagles won in 17,
Yeah.
18. When did they win? 18.
Yeah, well, he might have gone there. Either way, he was there before Luck retired, and when Luck retired, it was like right before the season
He
started.
had big bad Phillip Rivers.
I remember that.
Oh yeah, I do too. I fucking
yeah.
jumped up and spilled a beer. I
You
was
jumped up,
freaking
you
out.
dropped your cup right in the
Oh
living
yeah,
room.
I was.
When what?
When Andrew Luck
When
retired.
retired.
I was right in the middle of their house. I fucking Andrew Luck retired. Oh my
Like,
god,
lost his
freaked
mind.
out.
But we had
Just bust everywhere.
we had like a
Pretty
bunch
much.
of people over, and like Brophy just
Why?
sitting on the
He's
couch,
like he's a giant hater.
Just dropped his glass. Was like, Andrew Luck retired.
I dropped a beer.
We were like, dude.
I was excited. All right, sorry, wasn't expecting it.
You get 6 beers and 19-year-old Brophy.
Oh, yeah.
buddy.
Okay, the only thing I'll say about the Wentz, Matt Ryan, I think you can make a case that, yeah, they're probably better off with the game manager, but, like, let's just shoot for the stars. Like, Colts win Super Bowl. Like, Colts be the best team in the AFC. I think Carson Wentz gives you a better chance of that than Matt Ryan. With the personnel you say, a guy who can go make plays happen with less talent. I mean, we've seen what Matt Ryan is now. Matt Ryan is, it's like Dak. Yeah. He's surrounded by a good online. Like, at least with Wentz, it's like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to get, but maybe I get 10 good weeks in a row, and he's great.
I think 10 with Wentz is.
It's a stretch.
It's
It's a stretch.
That's a big
just-
stretch, right?
It's a big stretch. I'm not saying that.
It's just like this.
We got to get limber for that one.
But I think the ceiling, like,
The ceiling's
if your
higher.
goal
I
is
mean-
Super
yes,
Bowl,
the ceiling's
if
higher.
your goal's Super
Yes.
Bowl, I think you have a better chance of winning a Super Bowl with Carson Wentz. Just because, like, even if you just get into the playoffs, I need 4 great games from you. He has the capability
He does.
of doing
and
that
Matt,
more than Matt
He
Ryan.
has the capability more to elevate his team versus Matt Ryan
Yes.
right now. But that's why I think either way that they're kind of fucked though. Because
Either way, they're not winning the Super Bowl.
No,
But-
either way.
I just think even ourselves,
We know that.
I know myself included, that like I probably overrated the roster of
I
this
did-
team
I
a little
think I
bit
did
too.
I still think they have. I still think that defense is good. They were with Shaq Leonard now. They were without him last week.
That's weird.
I guess he said his like family and friends call him Shaquille or something, so he changed it.
I saw that on the top 100 list.
Yeah,
I was like,
I said
I was
the
like,
same
who
thing.
the balls is Shaq Leonard
Yeah.
at 25?
yeah. I mean,
Shaq Leonard.
but yeah. Either way, I mean, Matt Ryan definitely gives him a higher.
He's a created by player.
I mean, Matt Ryan definitely gives him a higher floor, but it's just Wentz. I mean, as erratic as he is, he's still like if he's playing well and on his shit, like he can do
Now,
stuff
if
that
they-
Matt Ryan
now,
can't.
Look at week 1.
Now, if they
He
had
played amazing.
Now, if you're what doesn't make sense too though. If you're the Colts, like, why don't you go out and try to sign a Julio Jones or a Jarvis Landry when those guys
Yeah.
are out there for scraps?
I've never understood that. And,
like
I
you
actually,
really want to roll in with this white kid from where was he even from?
Cincinnati.
From Cincinnati as your number
Paris
2
Campbell.
receiver, and
Yeah.
Paris Campbell. Like, come on.
I mean,
now.
I like their GM there. I can't. His name's just not rolling off.
Well,
my tongue
and they
right
have
now.
I think
absolutely-
Chris Ballard's overrated. He's so
He's
fucking
a-
conservative.
he's like
and
the
like what we've
Danny
seen is like
Ainge.
being conservative in the NFL doesn't work.
No.
Like, and
He's
he
a
is
little-
he is too conservative.
I still do go back though to like they haven't like they could have definitely blown this thing up after Andrew Luck retired, but they've chosen to try and stay
Because
competitive.
the team was awesome.
Yeah, and it's
I
like
mean, they had the most Pro Bowlers in the league last year.
Yeah.
They missed the playoffs.
and yeah, I just don't understand why he hasn't gotten out and like taken a shot on Julio Jones for fucking nothing. Like, why don't they go fucking get Odell Beckham if he's ready to play? Like, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Like, what's
You
like
could
who's it?
take
hurt?
a shit or get off the toilet.
I mean, it's for
Tear
one.
it. I believe in like any sport and anything in life. Like you go all in or go all out. If you're just gonna be middling, like hoping, oh maybe we'll get in the wild card, maybe we'll squeak out a win or two in the playoffs. What the fuck's the point?
Yeah.
Like that's what I like. Nathaniel Hackett said what you want, but like I have mad respect for John Elway and the Broncos for getting Russell Wilson in this crazy ass
Absolutely.
competitive AFC because like why the
Well,
fuck
we've
not
seen
go
the
all in?
Broncos are always willing
The
to do
roster's
that.
good around
Yeah.
you, like Indy. If Indy went and got Russell Wilson, then we're talking about this team
Oh,
in
yeah.
a completely different light. Like,
No doubt.
and what are you gonna waste those first round picks on? Fucking Alec Pierce or
Some
I
guard.
don't know, fucking Rocky
Well,
Sin. whoever they-
it's like-
linebacker. Like, yeah.
yeah.
It's like last year they had Carson Wentz, who's like a
Polar
Chad,
opposites.
who's like a Chad of a human, fucking goes nuts, is fucking railing coke, getting blacked out at the bar, doing crazy
I don't
shit.
think Carson Wentz is a Chad.
In terms of the way he plays, in terms of the way he
okay,
plays.
Okay.
He's got some really
Yeah.
good nights.
And then you're going to
And
Matt,
some really
and then you're
bad
going to
nights.
Matt Ryan, who's like a Dan, who's like 45 years old and just takes his kids to school, works his office
Plays golf on
job.
Sundays.
A Dan.
I mean, just
like
just
I was
simple
thinking
guy.
Rick.
I was thinking of Greg.
I mean, I was still thinking Matt, like
Dan,
a
Rick, Greg.
or a
Yeah.
Keith. I mean,
Keith.
a lot of different ways.
Nah,
you
he's
could
not
go here.
country. He's got to be from Odessa.
Yeah.
He's not from
Keith
Odessa.
likes to party.
Yeah. No, I could definitely see Matt Ryan though. Being in a Grand Caravan, picking up his 12-year-old daughter, who's probably going to be a
Yeah.
whore, and his son's from 8th grade football practice.
Hey, he went to BC. He's got a hell of a wife, I'm pretty sure.
Boston College.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure he does.
Oh yeah.
Who goes to Boston College?
Matt
Andre
Ryan, dude.
Williams.
Oh my
God, that
He goes to
fucking
Boston.
guy.
Andre Williams.
That guy had like 35 touchdowns one year at Boston College.
Yeah.
That
he
guy,
had
he was in the
beef.
Heisman voting.
Yeah, he was a monster.
Yeah, he like set the FBS
Did y'all
record for
see
rushing.
the Manti Te'o documentary?
I still haven't seen it.
Y'all gotta watch
I
that.
heard
I've heard.
it's
I've
fucking
heard it's
I,
really
crazy.
good.
I saw so many clips of it on Twitter. Heard it's like depressing.
It's fucking wild, dude.
Yeah, I heard
he's extremely not. He's kind of fucking stupid, honestly. But give him the benefit of the doubt, it's when like
Very
no one-
naive.
very naive. No one even knew what catfishing like was in that
Yeah.
day.
Wait,
and
so
age,
what
but-
exactly happened?
So he he went to Notre Dame, right? He was supposed to go
I see the lighter.
to USC. That's where he wanted to go, but like some like guy, some family guy was like, "I see you at Notre Dame," blah blah blah. So he goes to Notre Dame, and he got to realize he's this Samoan, like very religious family guy, and he goes to Notre Dame. He doesn't know anyone there. He's very lonely and shit. And this girl on Facebook adds him, girl in quotations. And so what the girl was this transgender dude that made a Facebook account, and then he's like made this like fake avatar of this girl. And thinking this is when no one knew what that shit was. And so then he adds Manti Te'o, or she adds Manti Te'o as a friend on Facebook. Manti adds her back, and then they start just chatting and shit. And then next thing you know, they're chatting all the time on the phone all the time. And like they literally, it was like for like a 2-year thing. And Manti like always,
that's just
there was like so many
depressing.
times where he's like, I need to come visit you, blah blah blah. And then like literally like the first time like she like has, cause like on her Facebook too. So it's like the Facebook is like, I forget the name of the girl, but like that's the girl, right? These fake pictures, or they're real pictures of some girl, but some girl she found online. And then she has like 4 like family members that are all fake accounts. And then the cousin of the girl is the actual dude that's running the account.
Jesus.
And so the dude calls Manti and he's like, hey,
God, I
like,
feel awful.
he's
for
like, hey,
this
she
guy.
got in a car wreck. She's on fucking life support and shit. And so he's like tripping and shit. And then like they're supposed to meet up, and then they say the girl dies. And then they call Manti back like a week or 2 later. And this is in the Heisman. This is like all during his Heisman shit. He's having interviews. He's on like live TV, national TV, and all this shit. And she calls Manti back, and she's like, hey, like, it's me. He's like, stop. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like this is a fucking piece of shit joke. And she's like, Manti, it's me. And he's like, says he fucking tripped out because this trans that's like made the avatar does like 6 different voices for each family member.
Jeez.
And she's like, whatever, is on the documentary and it does all the voices. Like it does like a little boy voice, a man voice,
trans
a girl.
is on the doc?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
By the way, spoiler alert.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna plan on watching it. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's fucking wild.
All right, that is Netflix.
But I have mad respect for Manti though, because then after he's like, I forgive her or whatever and all this shit. Like he's a very stand-up guy.
To be able to come out with all that, I mean, like to just like, because that's, I mean, like,
well, he's got a wife and kids
take
now.
That on the chest and like unload all that information. You mean you gotta have some, cojones.
He's got a wife and kids now. Leads a normal life.
No, he's a very respectable guy. Yeah. Hats off to Manti Te'o.
Yeah.
All right, that's a Netflix docu-series recap with PTA.
Hell yeah.
All right, got
to the NFL.
Got a couple.
Good to watch though.
Got a couple more of these questions. All right. Saquon Barkley just had 194 total yards, 18 carries for 164 yards.
Popping the chub over
Oh
there.
my God, he's back. And fantasy-wise, is Saquon locked into an RB1 again?
Yeah, I think absolutely. I mean, locked as an RB1.
As an RB1.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
good push.
Good push. I don't think. I mean, like we saw what he did. Like he looks like he was 4 years ago. I mean, we've seen it in flashes the last couple years when he's healthy. He balls out, then he gets hurt, and he's not as good. Like, as of this moment, he's an RB1. Could that change in 2 weeks when he tweaks his ankle?
Yes.
Absolutely. But right now,
barring health,
injury, yeah, he's an RB1. He's going to get the volume. I mean, the offensive line actually looks like it's playing a little bit.
Decent.
I mean, the team seems like it believes in the coach, believes in the offensive system.
Well, I think he was on the field for like 80. He had 82% of the snaps. He had like 30-some% of the target share. Like he was just. I mean, he was. That offense is gonna run through him.
I want to argue and say he's not.
I know,
but
you did. I could.
You wanted to the other day. You were saying
did.
No way.
The only the only thing how good did y'all's O-line play last week?
It was decent. I'm not going to go ahead and say it was great.
Well, what was better, the run blocking or the pass blocking?
Run blocking.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay, my only thing, Daniel Jones only attempted 21 passes.
Yeah.
He was 17 of 21.
That's because he sucks. He's a backup quarterback.
My only thing is Saquon himself looked great. He looked explosive. He looked fast. He looked awesome. I'm not denying that. But if teams solely focus on Saquon and make Daniel Jones beat them,
oh yeah,
that's my only concern of hesitation on if he can run efficiently like this.
But we're talking about fantasy though.
No, I'm saying if he can actually put. But then again,
it's the pass.
He's gonna get pass.
Then he's gonna catch like 7 passes.
So
a game.
and that's what I want to try to, but I really can't.
As long as you're in PPR, like he
as long as he stays healthy, even if he gets 18 carries for 45 yards rushing, he's probably gonna get 5 or 6 catches. Yeah. So for fantasy, he's probably gonna be awesome bearing health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just glad we're on the same page there. I love it.
I was trying to think of something. I couldn't, though.
That's all right. The rest of your team blows, so it's fine.
We're getting Thibodeau back next week. It's going to be great.
Okay.
Fantasy team.
So much shit actually matters here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't care about the crappy NFC East. They're done for.
Hey, Air Bear, Dalvin Cook, we're coming back. All right.
Sure, bud.
Packers just got their Dick's pushing them. I mean, the Vikings scored 23 points. Is that a dick kicking? It felt like
they got dick kicked
if you're the Packers, that's a dick kicking.
It felt
divisional game week 1, it's a dick kick.
It felt like a lot worse than 23-7. But anyway, with that, in that Packers offense, just looking anemic. They couldn't get anything going. Can this Packers team miss the playoffs?
I think they still make. They can't. Okay.
Can they?
It's all about the terminology. They can miss the playoffs.
Yeah. I still think they make playoffs.
I think they do.
It's more likely than not they make it.
They'll right the ship.
Did y'all see early first quarter, Christian Watson dropped like a 70-yard touchdown pass?
That was their first play.
So my biggest thing, if he catches that, Packers may win that game.
Probably do win that game.
And then everyone,
Attitude's
and then
totally
and then
different.
this we're not even talking about the same thing here. But the biggest thing is Aaron Rodgers has to trust these young receivers, and after Watson dropped that pass, he didn't go to him until the fourth quarter.
Same with
Romeo Doubs made a mistake. He got rid of him, and he was only throwing to A.J. Dillon and Robert Tunyon.
And Randall Cobb.
Yeah, you're not going to win with those guys. You have to win with these young guys. That's why you draft them. They're obviously your best receivers. Sammy Watkins and Randall Cobbs are a wash. Say what you want.
God, feed Aaron Jones.
But the scary thing is, though, we haven't really seen Aaron ever buy into rookie receivers that are like this. but he's gonna have to get over it. Maybe go fucking take some ayahuasca, go get a shaman, get you, Romeo Dubs, Christian Watson. Y'all go fucking trip balls off some DMT and figure it out, man.
Well, I think that's Like, I mean, we saw it with Devontae Adams. It took like 3 years for him to even trust Devontae Adams. Remember Devontae Adams early in his career had a lot of drops. Like, he didn't like.
You're a rookie
Devontae
receiver. You're gonna make mistakes.
Yeah.
But this Packers team, I think they're still gonna make the playoffs. I think the first half of this season may look a little bit rough because he is going to have to transition and start trusting these guys. But I think new Aaron Rodgers, woke Aaron Rodgers, I think will figure it out. And I mean,
going with the flow.
Yeah, we know the defense is fucking elite. The defense is nasty. The O-line, they didn't have Bakhtiari or Elton Jenkins in there. They're going to get both those guys back. They got the good running back stable. Like, I think this team's going to be fine. And honestly, I said this on one pod, but if Aaron can actually learn how to trust these young guys, they can be even more scary than they were with Devontae. I still believe that. I know it didn't look good week one, but I still believe that can happen here.
Well, I also think it's a little bit of both. It's Aaron trusting them and them getting better. Because there's no there's no excuse for Watson dropping that ball. That was a
I mean, dude, you're a rookie that played at North Dakota State. You're playing in one of the loudest stadiums in the league.
You put that ball in a perfect spot. You're a second-round pick.
Dude, it happened.
I know it happened.
Yo, you got to catch that ball.
You got to catch that ball.
But it happens.
What you can't do is when you drop it, you can't go away from him.
No.
You got to go to the sideline. You're good. Like, let's go. We're getting it back.
Not get all passive aggressive and fucking look at them all weird.
You can't roll your eyes and not pass to him.
Give him a slap on the head and say, all right, I'm coming back to you. Let's fucking make it happen.
Pat him on the ass,
let's go.
pat him on the helmet, and be like, hey, let's get over it. We'll get him back next drive.
I know this is division. This is a different speed, but let's make it fucking happen.
No, I agree with that.
No, I was watching the Herd today too, and he said that he was talking to Peyton Manning, and what Peyton Manning said is there's obviously levels of speed in football. He's like, there's college speed, there's NFL speed, there's playoff speed, but he was like, there's also divisional game speed.
Yeah.
So that Packer-Lion game, or not Packer-Lion, that Packer-Lion, like in Minnesota, like that's a more intense game than a Packer fucking Giant game.
The Vikings are hyped up to this season. It's
they got a new coach in there. Yeah.
No, I mean, and I think like the Packers are going to be fine. Their defense is great. The offensive line is good. They're going to get Bakhtiari back. They have arguably one of the best running back duos in the league. Only weakness on the team is really the weapons. They still have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. They're going to right the ship. They're going to win double-digit games this year.
I think this is a really big legacy year for Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. If Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers is already going to be known as
one. I feel like every year is a legacy year for him because
he's a 4-time MVP.
But I'm saying
he needs to win the Super
be a winner. Yeah, he does. Aaron Rodgers is going to be known as one of the greatest QBs ever. But I'm saying if he wants to put himself in like that Peyton Manning tier, if he can win it with these young guys at the helm, that's going to do loads for his name.
Manning tier.
I feel like he's going to end up being regarded more like a Dan Marino.
2 Super Bowls.
But he's going to end up being regarded more as a Dan Marino.
I feel like with Aaron though, it's always I feel like there was more left on the table.
Mm-hmm. So much more.
People say that about Manning all the time.
Yeah, but he still got 2, and
he got 2.
Getting that second one is massive when you're in that group, that tier.
Nick Foles got 1. I know we can't say that, but I'm just saying.
I mean, we can say Manning got 2.
We know what happened.
Manning
he still got
terrible.
2, though.
We know what happened.
He
got
2,
though.
Sure.
2 is
that
2.
was a lot closer to Nick Foles' one than it was to a Brady
it
one.
Was. So,
but yes, he got 2.
But if Aaron can really make some noise with no one really proven at receiver, I think that'll help him a lot.
Yeah. I think as long as we're going to remember him, if he only gets 1, we're going to remember him as one of the most talented quarterbacks in NFL history, but he
left some on the table.
He
left meat on the bone.
He left a lot of meat.
Yeah.
I mean, not a lot, but he left some meat on the bone.
I think Manning
left a lot of meat
on the bone.
Manning
was a 4-time.
Did y'all see his interview with Caleb Presley?
Mm-hmm. I watched it today.
It was so fucking
That was
funny.
fucking funny.
That guy's fucking
that
great,
guy's
dude.
awesome.
I love how he just brings out those awkward moments in him.
Oh, Caleb Presley does a great job with that.
Yeah, Barstool better be paying him a lot of money.
I'm sure he's been there for a while now. All right, we talked about the Cowboys a little bit earlier. I mean, Dak's done for a couple months. We made this.
We have something to talk about the Chiefs.
We have something with Mahomes.
I want to talk about the Chiefs.
Okay. Well, the Mahomes question we got here is
what do you got tickling you there, huh?
That they're still amazing.
Oh yeah.
That they're incredible.
All right, let me ask the question, then we can get into it. But the question here is, Mahomes got 5 touchdowns this last game. He's thrown for 50+ touchdowns before.
Question.
Can Mahomes get to 60 touchdowns?
No. I think that's more likely for sure than the Bills winning every game. He needs to average.
I agree with that.
He needs to average. If he averages 3.52 a game, he hits 60.
3.5 a game.
That's a lot.
That's
a lot. But that is not impossible.
Start out with 5. It's a good start.
You start out with 5. Yeah. Hey, he's ahead of schedule right now, baby. He's ahead of schedule.
For the Bills going undefeated, they're both.
I like
so
Mahomes
low.
odds.
They're both
Well, because
so
the fact you got to
low
think we added one
probabilities.
more game a few years ago, so that could be 4 or 5 more tubs there.
Yes, I say no. I mean, 60 touchdowns is just it blows everything out of the water. And I think one thing we're going to see this year with the Chiefs is they're not. Yes, they torched the Cardinals. They passed all over. Mahomes looked like the greatest football player ever, which he still is the best player in the league. I don't know. I don't care what you say about Josh Allen.
Yes.
I know Josh Allen's awesome, and everyone jerks Josh Allen off. Patrick Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the league. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, he is.
He's proved it, and to say anything otherwise, I think, is disgraceful. But to say 60 touchdowns,
he could throw 60, bro. Peyton Manning threw 55 in 2013. That's the record.
what did Mahomes
We
throw
added
that
an extra
first
game
year?
here.
Really 51 or 52, something like that. Or maybe right on 50.
I think games. I think they're gonna. I know they played aggressive. I think they're gonna be more conservative
They
this
didn't
year.
even play that aggressive. It wasn't like they were airing it out.
He
I
threw
mean,
50.
They were throwing it a lot, but like it was more intermediate passing for sure.
And that's what we've said all offseason is that this Chiefs team could be scary without Tyreek Hill because you do not know where they're going to go.
I think that also makes them better in the red zone too.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I agree with it as a whole, bro. Like I'm saying, like obviously they're going to miss Tyreek, but like with Tyreek though, like we said,
It's Kelsey.
Tyreek and Kelsey.
It's
That's
Kelsey
it.
or Tyreek.
They weren't even running the ball, and now it's like okay, you have a top 5 O line. You can run the ball. You can also hit your running backs out of the backfield. You can hit Juju for the quick short to intermediate yards. You can hit Valdez-Scantling deep. You can hit Mecole Hardman deep. You can hit Sky Moore for a 40-yard play here. Patrick can run it. Like, you got Kelsey. Like, they have so many ways they can fucking attack you.
But
Like,
I think
I feel like before they were like a boxer with like a fucking left hook and a right jab. Now they may have just added something to the toolbox there.
Yes, but all those tools, a lot of them are going to be running touchdowns. If we're talking strictly passing,
No.
touchdowns,
I'm just saying like the Chiefs, like as their team
the
as a
Chiefs
whole.
are incredible.
Yeah.
Like I
still think he
them,
could hit 60 though.
I don't
It's
think
not
he can hit 60.
It's not likely, obviously.
They also have that
Obviously-
little shovel pass they love doing to the running
Yeah,
backs.
they got the shovel pass. Like obviously, if you could bet on that, it's probably like plus like 3,000 or 4,000 or
probably insane.
something.
Yeah.
But I think he could do it. I
They
think
also-
that.
I mean-
So you think the Bills have a better chance of going undefeated than that?
Also, remember, Peyton got that in
No.
16 games. We're at another game.
That's
to this
what
too.
I'm saying. Yeah, it's another game.
I mean, I think the Bills going undefeated is like a less than 1% chance. I think Mahomes throwing 60 touchdowns is like a 3% chance.
I mean,
So,
he
like,
threw 50 and 18. That's when there were 16 games.
yes, but that was his first year. No one had game script. He came like before the season.
This is
We
a
didn't even know if
different
he was
offense.
good.
This is a different
like
offense.
he took the league by storm that year. No one knew what the hell hit him. Like
All right.
teams know how to play him a little bit now. Now the team's different, but
I know you want to
Cardinals
go on.
didn't.
I know you want to go on
well,
a Chiefs
the
talk.
Cardinals. I mean, it's Cliff Kingsbury and a crap defense. So.
I know you want to go on a Chiefs talk. So blow your load here. What do you think about the Chiefs? I
The
mean,
Chiefs
are they back?
That was the most. I don't care what any team did. That was the most. I think that was the most impressive game by any team in the league. I mean, I know it was the Cardinals.
Vikings?
Huh?
Not the Vikings?
23 points.
They only scored 23 points though. In
They
the
still
end.
blew out the Packers.
They could have scored more.
Yeah,
They
I
would've
think
scored
for,
30
I
plus.
think for all the talk about them this season, all the hype about Josh Allen, all the hype about Herbert, all the hype about Mahomes isn't the number one guy anymore. To come out and what they did and dominate like they did and literally show almost an unstoppable offense, I think was remarkable. The defense played well, despite them the Cardinals not having Nuke. They still have a ton of weapons. They have Kyler. They got James Conner. They got Brown, Moore
was
AJ
out.
Green.
I wouldn't
Ertz.
say a ton of weapons.
I think they have a lot
Well,
of
Moore was
weapons.
out too.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
your number
still
one's
have
Hollywood Brown, then what? Old
Ertz.
Zach Ertz.
AJ Green, Ertz, James
AJ
Conner.
Green's
They still have a
washed.
pretty. They have
Their O-line's
Kyler.
not that good.
They
Either
have
way.
good weapons. They have good offensive.
I mean, they
personnel.
scored 21 points, but that they didn't really. A lot of that was garbage
was all
time.
garbage.
I
But
personally
still.
think the Bills win was more impressive.
I think the
The
Chiefs
fact that you
was.
go to LA and you beat the Super Bowl winning champions and you smoke them where it's not even
Well-
close. And the Rams defense has 3 All-Pros on there, and Josh Allen made them look like JV. fucking
Well, the
football
thing is, I
players.
mean, the
Yeah.
Bills were coming
they
in,
smoked them.
but the Bills were coming in as Super Bowl favorites. We didn't know what the Chiefs' offense was going to look like without
we know
Tyreek Hill.
we all expected the Bills.
and that wasn't
to
even
be,
close.
We expect the Bills to be.
Neither
the
was
best
the
team in
Bills
the league.
game,
We
but-
expect them to have Are the best?
Yeah,
offense, are
we
the best
did,
defense.
we did, but
we don't know. We didn't. Yeah, like Brophy said, we don't know with the Chiefs. We don't know what they're going to be without Tyreek Hill. To come in and show the league what the hell they still are and what the hell they're about to do to the rest of the league.
I agree.
I think that was the biggest statement of the year.
I agree with that mindset. I think the Bills are still the better team.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I agree.
victory.
Yeah, but we know the
yeah.
Bills are going to come in guns blazing.
Yeah.
But
I think that was let me rephrase, biggest statement
Okay.
of the league. Was
I-
like, we're
yeah.
still here.
I like
we're
that
still the
terminology
team
for
to
it
beat. We still have the best quarterback. Come at us. I think that was the biggest statement made this week. Was we're still here.
Yeah.
Don't think anything different. We're ready to rock everyone.
All right. Well, that ends the segment for week 2 week 1 overreaction questions. Now let's go to where we were right and where we were wrong.
Oh, buddy.
With T-Bone.
all right. So we'll get the betting out of the way real quick. Luke and I both took a fat shit in our pants. Both went 5 and 11.
Really bad.
Very wrong there. Brophy though.
Brophy railed it.
Let's give a little clap to Brophy, huh? Hollywood
go.
Kyle Brophy coming in at 11 and 5.
And the lock hit.
And the
his
lock
lock
hit. And Luke and I's locks both failed. We're going to try to pick it up for you this week, though, bud, because I'm sure your back's hurting right now.
As far as shouldering the
All
load
right,
here,
but yeah,
boys.
I got a little where we were right and wrong segment. These were kind of based off some of our takes from the offseason, some of the reels that we've posted. I kind of just scrolled through them. First one, where I was wrong. It's pending, but it looks wrong right now. Allen Robinson for fantasy, where we were kind of all wrong.
Yeah, we were all on that Allen Robinson.
It's still pending, obviously.
What's
but
1 week?
But
It's 1
week one's not promising.
I think Allen Robinson will pick it up.
Yeah.
You think? I mean, they weren't even like looking his way. How many targets did he even get?
2.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
gonna look his way more.
Yeah.
All right, where we were right, we did mention the Chargers defense potentially talent-wise looking like a top 5 defense, and on Sunday their defense looked fucking scary. And Khalil Mack, who we also mentioned before,
terrorized
came
Derek
out
Carr.
guns
He had
fucking
3 sacks.
blazing.
Yeah.
Comeback player of the year. Put the bet in now.
Yeah, they looked great. Where we were right again, Dak Prescott being overrated. Like
Yep.
we've mentioned, Dak Prescott looked like shit. I mean, he had 3 points. He was missing all his throws. He wasn't making good reads. I mean, I know that Amari wasn't there and he didn't have receivers, but I mean, he just looked terrible. We'll go to a wrong. Where I was wrong, where I think I'll be wrong, my bold take of the Atlanta Falcons going 0-17. I think with almost a win over New Orleans, they're probably going to win more than
They showed they're going to be
game.
competitive.
Yeah, they showed they'll probably fight.
I mean, the 4 worst teams in the league this year with the Texans, Bears, Seahawks, and who did you just mention? The Falcons. Like they all played well.
Yeah.
A couple of
3 of them won.
One of them tied. I mean,
Yeah. So another right, we mentioned, like a month ago to buy the Eagles to win the NFC at plus 185.
Yep.
At this point, I mean, if you would have, I fucking wish I bet them at that point, honestly. If you would have bet them then, which
Well, they're minus 150 right now.
you got them soon after that, right?
I got them at plus 150.
maybe the weekend before
Yeah.
it was our last podcast.
Yeah, I mean, if
Tuesday
you could have
night.
got them to that plus 185, you are smiling ear to ear right
I
now.
mean, they still had plus odds to make the playoffs last week. I
Yeah.
mean, that's it. I mean,
Yeah, they were. I think they were the best bet of the offseason. Another one we were wrong. We had mentioned we believe the Colts could potentially run the AFC.
not looking great
Not
right
looking
now.
Not looking good. Maybe the O-line can gel. Maybe Matty Ice.
Maybe Alec Pierce can pick it up.
Yeah, but I mean, for the Colts running the AFC,
Hey, we were right about the Vikings.
we were right about the Vikings.
Yes.
Another one that I looked on there, Joe Burrow being in the same tier as Patty Mahomes and Josh Allen. Don't think he's in that tier.
No.
Let's see.
Too inconsistent.
Yeah, that's another where I was wrong, or maybe wrong. I mentioned Mike McDaniel. If he can't run the ball, I don't know what he will do, but
They couldn't run the ball.
they didn't run the ball, and they still got 23 points and
Hey, we were
won
on that
against the
Mike
Pats.
McDaniel train.
A
So,
little bit. We weren't because it was easier for us because he was shitting on him so hard. It was
Yeah.
easy for us to be like, they'll be competitive, you know.
yeah. But yeah, that's all that's there for that. We'll be able to be more consistent with these segments too.
Yeah.
We'll be more right as the
yeah,
season
week
goes,
by
I think
obviously.
I mean, we were both
And some of these takes were
wrong.
taken like a month or two ago
Yeah.
too. So
we were both miserably wrong on the betting. Me and you. You were right.
Yeah.
We both bet a ton of favorites, and I know you said that a lot of those
Dogs,
underdogs
baby.
always
Dogs
run
are
week one. Yeah, they're barking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were wrong about that. I was wrong on the DraftKings. Now, both running backs I played got hurt, and Alvin Kamara, the Saints just decided to not give him the ball.
So he had a rib injury.
Yeah. So
were you really wrong?
the DraftKings, yeah. I was wrong. The DraftKings still failed because Najee and Elijah Mitchell both went out in like the second quarter. Kamara didn't play. I was wrong about that one. But
Hey, shit happens, right?
hey, both
Hey.
have got
Take it
injured.
off the chin.
What are you gonna do?
take it off the
mean,
chin.
What's week 1 for if not we're all gonna fuck if we're not all gonna fuck up?
That's
Like,
right.
all right.
So
So
fuck.
up. All right. So now that we're done with that, let's get in some buy sell holds in fantasy. I mean, I got a list of players. I know Cole has players that he's got. So I think we're kind of just gonna. You want us to go back and forth here, Cole? Luke, you got players?
No, I can pull some up real quick though.
All right. Why don't we go back and forth
Yeah,
here, see
yeah,
what we're
yeah.
thinking? All right. My first guy. I mean, we already talked about him, but buy, sell, or hold, and his value, Saquon. I mean,
My only thing with that is like I feel like now it's like, are we saying buy like you should go trade for these guys?
or like
Sell,
you're
you
gonna
should trade
you're gonna
them,
buy.
hold.
You're gonna
Yeah,
buy
that's what
him.
I
Yeah.
figured is like you
Yeah.
want to go invest and buy.
Yes. Yeah.
Actually, do you just want to rip off a bunch of players and we just say, should we buy, sell, or hold them?
Yeah. Well, he's got some too.
I
so
have
he's,
All right,
some
y'all
I
just
wrote
rip off
down.
players. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Saquon, we're buying. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
My
buy
only
him,
thing
I
with
would
that though
hold.
is because I think if like let's
Yeah.
say you're
I think
an
his
owner
trade
that-
value is now
yeah,
too
if you're
high.
trying to trade another
True.
guy for Saquon, they're gonna want an arm and a leg for him.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get him nearly as you would on draft day a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's the
I
only
think
thing.
Saquon's a hold for me.
Yeah. Well, I think you're more so looking like if he's on your team, probably what are you kind of doing? Like,
Yeah, I think sell and holders on your team and buy he's not on your team. Would you go try to trade for him right now? It did his stock drop.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
I probably wouldn't try to trade for him.
No,
right
they're
now.
gonna want too much.
Should we just do stock up or down?
I like to buy, sell, hold.
Buy, sell,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. All
Yeah,
right.
my first buy though I have is Tony Pollard. He didn't do shit last week, but I think especially with Dak out now too, people probably aren't valuing Tony Pollard at all. And I mean, we look at the receiver corps; they're depleted. I mean, we started a fucking undrafted rookie across from CeeDee Lamb last week, and with Cooper Rush in there now too, the Cowboys are probably going to be down a lot. They're going to be passing the ball a lot to their running backs, and I think we could actually see Pollard be even using as a receiver now. And Zeke Elliott in games where Dak hasn't played doesn't do anything. I think we're going to start to see Pollard emerge. And I think specifically in PPR. And I don't think he's going to be great, but I think you could probably go hit up a Tony Pollard owner in your league right now and get him for next to nothing.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there's no reason. I mean, does he ever creep up into that RB2 category at all, do you think? Or does he kind of stay as that flex guy
I
consistently?
think he stays at flex.
Yeah,
I just
unless
don't think the
Zeke
offense
has to
is-
go. But I mean, but I think you could get him like literally for almost nothing right now.
Yeah.
And I think he could be a guy that, you throw out your flex and he could pop.
Yeah.
Get 7-8 catches.
Yeah. All right. So we're buying Tony at the value he's at now, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
fine.
All right.
Low risk, high reward
Yeah.
type of deal.
What
Yeah.
you got,
You
huh?
I got Antonio Gibson, sell. Absolutely
yeah.
sell. He balled out. And now the thing is, for the next 5 weeks at least, till Brian Robinson comes back, one, we don't know. If Gibson continues to ball out, we don't know. I would sell high on Gibson right now. Maybe after this week, they got a good matchup this week against the Lions. We saw what the running game did with the Eagles last week.
Yeah.
Maybe wait another week or two, but I think at some point here in the next couple weeks, you're going to want to sell Antonio Gibson if you have him on your team. Trade him when his stock's high, get some players back, because we know what this offense is realistically. We saw what it was last year. I know Wentz elevates it a little bit. Brian Robinson's going to come back. There's going to be a timeshare. If he balls out this next week, maybe the third week, sell him after that.
Yeah.
All right. Then, yeah, I completely agree with what you just said. I don't think I'm trying to get rid of him if I can for
Yeah.
players that are better than he is. All right. I mean, I just thought this one. This guy's not on my list, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
I was just about
that was my
Yeah. Yeah. Sell that guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely sell him.
Yeah.
He only had like 7 carries.
Yeah, no, he only played 39% of the Chiefs snaps. And even though it was a blowout, you would definitely expect more than 7 carries in a game
Yeah.
where KC's up in a positive game script. McKinnon also played 39% of the carries. The rookie Pacheco had 12 carries.
Well, they were up a lot in that game, so that's definitely a reason he wasn't in more. But either way, he only had 7 carries.
Either way, though,
regardless.
if you're the bell cow back, I think they're showing us that he's not the bell cow, and this is going to be a committee. Jerick McKinnon is the established pass catcher for that team. He started becoming that last year when he got healthy. I mean, people forget, like, they didn't pay him, but Jerick McKinnon got paid by the Vikings. He got hurt. Was opportunity. Jerick McKinnon's a good player.
He is.
People forgot about him. He is the established pass catcher for the Chiefs, and I think that they drafted this Pacheco guy. Was it 3rd round, right?
I think it was a 7th round.
Oh, fuck. So, well, whatever. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire, like, the eye test does not lie. He is tiny. He is weak.
He's not that good.
He's not that fast. He's not that explosive. He's not good. He's had 10 touches last week and 2 touchdowns. Like, I would do everything I can to sell him right now.
Yeah,
like, literally, I wouldn't wait one more week. I would sell him right now.
I mean, some of the guys in our league trying to get him for some of these offers giving Burger.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say any
And
names,
sell him on the idea that he's the number 1 on the best offense in the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just take that to the bank and sell him to some dumbass.
Yeah.
Who's the next guy up on your list, huh?
Completely agree.
What you got, T-Bone?
Oh, yeah. So another buy I have here, I got Julio Jones. Okay. I think with Chris Godwin being hurt now, he's going to be out a few weeks, but, I mean, that guy's coming off an ACL injury. He just got hurt again. Who really knows? He could be out for a while.
He could be on and off all year.
Julio Jones, with Tennessee last year, he was playing kind of banged up. He just never really fit in with Tannehill in the scheme. But the year before that with Atlanta, he was still a good receiver. And we saw Sunday night against Dallas, he's got some more left in the tank.
More like Tom likes him, too.
Exactly.
Yep.
Tom loves him. And I think he could be Tom's go-to guy. Gronk's gone. AB's gone. And we saw AB last year. Whenever he played these last 2 years, he popped. And if Julio Jones can step in and be that number 2 across from Mike Evans on a Tom Brady offense and be like that 3rd down clutch guy that gets Tom Brady's trust,
Safety blanket.
he could be a high-end wide receiver, too, in fantasy.
Yeah.
I definitely
Especially
think so.
PPR.
Yeah. And I am scared now, though, because I think his stock definitely shot up after that game.
Yes.
And people
That's the
still do
one
hold on
thing.
to the Julio Jones name recognition.
Yeah.
But if you could get him for, like, a bench piece or something, I would do that.
Absolutely, yeah. If you can give some off your bench you don't really need, yeah, I'd definitely do that.
Yeah.
Buzzsaw, what you got?
I got by Najee Harris. Now, I know he got hurt. And now a lot of people probably aren't going to want to sell him if he's on their team. But if you're in a league and someone has Najee and they want to trade him and they're scared about week 1, go absolutely get him. The guy's going to come back. If he comes back this week, great. When he's healthy, the guy's going to get 25 touches a game. Nothing's going to change. If someone is scared about week 1 and you can get him for a much lower price than you could a week ago, I think absolutely go trade for him. I think he's still absolutely an RB1. We saw what he did last year, 1,700 yards, 16 touchdowns total. Like, guy's going to be great. He's going to get the touches. If someone in your league is worried about it and they want to get rid of him, go grab him.
I mean, I'm not very encouraged by what he did last week when he was playing. He had, 10 carries for 23 yards, and we had that catch for a touchdown. But, like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
He only
like,
had a 59% snap share, too.
they were talking about bringing that down anyway because of how many touches he got last year.
Yeah, I don't know if the volume's going to be
But
there like it
I'm
was
more
last
so
year.
concerned about that offensive line he's running behind because he never did. I mean, the real value has is in PPR and catching passes because his rushing totals weren't that great last year besides a couple games. But I mean,
He was still RB3 last year. We
But
can say
then
the
again,
touches
it
aren't going
also
to get 20 touches.
It
a
also
game at
depends,
least.
though, on what you could give up to get him.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
yes,
No, that's
yes.
why I said if someone in your league is
Because
worried about him, and
I
has him.
still think most people that own him on their team are still attaching an extremely high price.
Because you
tag
either
next
use
to
a
it.
first.
That's
or
why I'm saying that person has to be like, oh crap, like I don't. Like, they need
if
to be
someone
panicking.
to just dump him off for
for scraps.
let's say Gabe Davis and Clyde Edwards-Helaire,
yeah,
Burgers
team.
package, hell yeah, go get him.
I mean,
But if someone's asking for like a wide receiver 1 or RB1, and
I mean, assuming
yeah,
most
I
people
don't
that
know.
have him either in an auction draft spent like $45 to $55 or in a snake draft.
I mean, I
first
saw
or second
some-
round pick on him.
I saw some snake drafts where he was going like 3rd or 4th. Like,
Yeah, I mean, assuming you spent a high price on him, you're probably going to be like, okay, I want to hold on to this guy. Like, clearly you like his
That's
talent.
why I'm saying if the player who has him is
Yes.
panicking and
Yes.
they're worried about week 1, go get him. If obviously
Yeah.
if he's
maybe
still
get a little
valued,
feeler out there.
yeah. If the guy in your league still values him as a 1st round pick or a top player in the league, don't bother.
Yeah.
But if they're like, oh shit, like I don't think he's gonna be that good, I think absolutely go get him.
Yeah.
All right, the next guy on my list, Alvin Kamara. Real shit.
Hey, how about you fuck off, bud? Huh?
To buy?
Buy, sell, or hold? That's up to y'all, honestly. Up to us.
Or wait, I thought you were
buy.
saying you were selling them.
No. I'm just saying, like, the next guy on my list. I don't think I said sell him.
Oh.
I'm just saying Alvin Kamara, period. Like, would you buy, sell, or hold him?
Oh, I'm holding.
Yeah, I would
I would
hold
buy.
too.
I'd hold on him.
I would totally
Or buy, yeah. if
But the only
someone's
thing
down
with
his
the
luck.
only thing with buy with Kamara is like I think it's the same thing with Najee's. I don't think you're gonna be able to get Kamara for a value deal because like I own Kamara on my team, and if someone's hitting me up for him, I'm not trading him unless I feel like I'm getting the price of like a top 6 or 7.
Well, I think
RB
it
back in
depends on your
return.
league. It's the same
Yeah.
with Najee for me. Like, if
Yeah.
someone is worried
Very
about
similar.
him and he's on their team, it's like, oh my God, they didn't feed him, they didn't throw him the ball. Go get him. They're going to
Yeah.
feed him the ball. He's going to get his pass catches. It's going to turn around. It was week 1. Kamara's going to be great. Yeah, but yeah, like if like you have him in our league, you're not
Yeah.
going to sell him for cheap, and don't bother. But if
Yeah.
you do have a guy who's worrying about it, go get him.
Yeah.
All right, so
I think
Najee-
if you own him though, I say just hold
Stand
your gun.
pat.
Definitely
Yeah.
hold if you
Yeah.
have him.
Keep
Definitely
get
hold.
relaxed. Yeah, hold him.
Yeah.
So Najee and Kamara, same deal, basically.
Yep.
For the most part. All right, what you got?
Another one I have for sell is Zeke Elliott. Y'all know I haven't been high on any Cowboy players, really. I wasn't high on CeeDee Lamb either coming into the season. But I think with Dak Prescott out now, too, the O-line being dog shit, Zeke's not going to run the ball. He's not the receiving back in this offense. That's Tony Pollard. And in 11 games that Zeke has played without Dak, he averages 60 rush yards a game, 3.9 yards per carry, 1 rush TD in 11 games, and 17 yards per game with 1 receiving TD. So he's averaging about 10 points in fantasy PPR
The hell?
without Dak Prescott in the lineup, which will rank about, probably 23, 24th in your league,
Yeah.
which is maybe a mid-flex play. Like, I think if you could go sell Zeke right now on his name recognition still and sell someone that he's a good RB2, and let's say you go get a guy like, let's say you go pick up a DJ Moore or something. Go sell him. And I know DJ Moore's had a
doubt.
down week.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
go sell him
Yeah.
because a lot of people, I think, still hold on to Zeke Elliott's name recognition. But I think in these next 5-6 weeks without Dak
He's
playing,
going to be terrible.
I don't think he's playable.
Yeah, he's going to be
And even when Dak gets back, I mean, the offensive line's so bad, who knows then? But, I mean, I would dump him right now because after 5-6 weeks, he's going to have next to none value.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I completely agree. But the only thing is just like if you play with smart people in your league,
Yeah.
no one's gonna want him. So like,
Yeah.
that's. I mean, if you do have someone who like name recognition, oh my God, it's Zeke Elliott, whatever.
Yeah.
Then like trade him.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God, number 21,
Zeke.
Cowboy running back. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, jump in the pot. Oh. Then like yeah, but if you play with actual intelligent, if you play with actual intelligent people, everyone's gonna be like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
I don't want Zeke.
It also depends on like what you got in your team wise. Like if you're not running back heavy, and you don't have other good running backs, you might have to hold on to them, just because of the upside.
I don't think there is upside. I think that's the whole point is that he
Can still be a
upside.
solid RB2.
I think
Theoretically.
I think the whole point is he doesn't have upside.
No,
Even
yeah,
when
I
Dak
don't
comes
think he
back, I don't
does.
think he has upside.
Yeah,
I agree.
In the next 5 weeks, I think I
gonna
wouldn't
be-
even
he's gonna
play
be
him.
bad.
Yeah, and
I mean, I'd rather have Pollard over him the next few weeks, honestly.
yeah. I mean, I think like this Dak's injury to him is like pretty much like Zeke getting hurt for the next 5-6 weeks.
Yeah.
You're best off just sitting him on your IR spot.
All right, champ. What you got?
I got Sell, AJ Brown,
I had
My
that
guy.
one. Yeah.
On your team.
my guy. I had AJ Brown.
Listen
I got
up,
him.
league.
I wasn't very excited when I got him in the draft for the price I got him. I was like, all right, whatever. I'll take him for the price. I had an amazing week 1. I was like, holy shit, he's awesome. AJ Brown does this though. We were talking about this. He has these great weeks. He has these down weeks. This is still a running offense. It's going to be up in a lot of games. They were still passing to him a lot. There's going to be a lot of games the Eagles are up, and he's going to have 4 catches for 60 yards. And that's going to be it. If you can sell
That's
A.J.
even
Brown.
generous.
Yeah, if you can sell A.J. Brown as a perennial top 6 receiver, if someone values him like what he is, like what he just played like, and like, oh my God, I'm getting like a top 7.
top
I'm getting a
6.
top 7 receiver. Hey, I got a storm coming for y'all tomorrow, just FYI.
You have a trade locked in?
Yeah, I do. A.J. Brown's getting moved tomorrow.
Who to?
Don't matter, you'll see.
Ah, fuck.
But anyway, A.J. Brown's moving tomorrow.
That'll be fine.
And I'm trading him because of exactly what I'm thinking. just sell him right now. Honestly, he probably had the most receiving yards he's going to have all season. He had 155 yards. If he doesn't get it on more than 155 yards,
shitball line.
Yeah,
secondary.
no one's going to be shocked. Like, sell him now, especially if you have receiver depth. Maybe go pick up another wide receiver one.
Him and Berger did something. Oh yeah, him and Berger. Berger's been looking for receivers.
It's not Berger.
Oh, I bet it's Berger.
No, it's not Berger.
Do you know? You have inside information.
AJ Brown is moving tomorrow.
I don't know who it is. It's not Berger though.
Oh, I totally.
I'm
bet.
not-
Berger's
I'm
been
not
looking to
saying.
move some of his receivers or move players.
It's
to
not
get receivers.
Berger.
That's true. You're not taking like Clyde Edwards-Helaire and fucking
No.
Yeah,
Gabe
he's
Davis.
too
No,
smart.
that's
for
true.
that.
That's
Yeah,
true.
It's not Berger.
It's probably
You'll
Philman.
like it.
It's-
probably
I
Philman,
would-
It's actually
Corley.
not that bad of a deal.
I was thinking Philman.
Philman. Corley has nothing. Probably Philman.
No, trying to trade with Corley is like trying to trade with a fucking brick wall.
Yeah.
Hey Corley, hope you're listening.
Try to get OBJ
Sorry,
from
Corley,
him. Good
but-
luck.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. This one, I mean, we kind of just talked about Zeke, but I'm gonna do another Cowboys player. I'm gonna sell CD. Depending on what you can sell him for. I mean,
That thing is a honker.
that's a big
Dude.
guy.
Yeah,
That's
if you
a
don't
big
see this,
guy.
I had a wart removed today, and it looks like I got a fucking piece of gum on my
Yeah,
arm.
we can make a
You
reel
got
out
a
of that.
gumdrop growing on
Yeah.
your arm.
Yeah, we can make a reel out of
I think
that.
it's Willy Wonka's maybe.
But yeah, I'm gonna sell CD. I mean, I feel like with Dak out the window. I mean, he had 2 catches on 11 targets the other day.
Yeah.
I mean,
was
I
not.
just
I just
It was not good at all.
he's gonna be number 1 receiver.
I think just the sell thing is who you gonna trade him to?
That's a tough thing.
Like,
Well,
I-
that
You
this
better hope you're wide receiver heavy and maybe like you can get a running
This
back. for him
segment's
that you
kind of
need.
tough because I
it
feel like
depends on your league.
with this segment, it's like the mindset of you're trying to trade with idiots.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what it is. Like we're like if this guy doesn't value this
Yeah.
player, which we don't. So if you got idiots in your league, do all these moves.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
if you have people that know what they're
Yeah.
doing, then you're probably fucked.
Should we go much further than with this?
I got a couple more guys, yeah.
All right, I got a couple more. I mean, we can just make this quick.
Yeah.
But okay, what you got?
Me?
Do you have anyone, or we just?
No,
got
I'm
one here?
good.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. What you
Buy
got?
Juju.
Oh, yeah.
Juju had 6 catches for
You and Juju.
Juju had
man.
6 catches for 79 yards and a fumble. Everyone's like, "Oh, the Chiefs scored all these points. They did so great." Juju did well, but he didn't score a touchdown. All this stuff. In the first quarter, he had 3 or 4 catches for like 50 yards. When the game was like competitive, I mean, because that game was not competitive by like halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah.
Juju and Kelsey were the 2 guys.
They
Like
were.
we know this team doesn't have a receiver 1. We know they're going to spread the ball around. Juju is still that wide receiver 1 for them. If someone's like, "Oh, they did so well," like you can still get Juju for the value he was at the draft, which I don't think he increased in week 1. You kind of got him. You're like, yeah, he'll be decent. He was decent week 1. I think go trade for him right now if you can, because I think what we saw in that first quarter and a half was, yeah, they're going to spread the ball around. Juju's going to get a lot of catches, and they're going to feed him a lot more than I think any of the other receivers outside of Kelsey.
But my thing is that goes back to your point, right, of saying that they're going to want to run the ball a lot more. And so if they're running the ball a lot more, plus I know Juju is the number 1, but they have all these weapons. Like, what's his ceiling?
I mean, yes, they're going to want to run the ball
Like, what's
more.
realistically his ceiling, though?
I still think he's top 10 fantasy wide receiver. I'm still on that train.
Yeah. Top
I mean,
15.
I think the reason he was
like top 15
drafted
better.
low is because of his ceiling.
I think his ceiling's still ridiculously
I
high.
think
And-
everyone
and-
kinda
and-
over
and
just
honestly, to
thought-
be fair, I do think they're going to try to run the ball more. But what game would you try to run the ball more than a game you win 44-21 and they still didn't run the ball that much? They really didn't run it. I mean, Mahomes
Chiefs-
still threw 40 times, and they were destroying them.
This is
Like,
true.
they're going to be in a lot more. We know their schedule's ridiculously hard. They're not going to be playing Cliff Kingsbury's Cardinals every week without Nuke. They're going to be in these more competitive games. And my big thing was that real competitive part of the game, which really still wasn't that competitive, but the game was like, let's absolutely go get touchdowns. Let's go drive. Was that first quarter and a half? Juju was right on par with Kelsey with targets, catches, yards, everything. That's and like
Yeah.
the running the ball thing, it could come back to bite him. But like, if there was ever a game you would want to run the ball, it would have been this game, and they still didn't run it that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Especially 'cause you
I
wouldn't have to-
like him. I think for me, again, it just all ties back to, like, what do you have to give up?
Obviously,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have to give up if you have to give up someone off your bench to get Juju, like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Personally.
Or if you have a lot of running backs and you have like Josh Jacobs,
Yeah.
or trade Aaron Jones for him right now.
Who's got Juju?
Choppa.
All
Good
right.
luck.
Hey, Chop, I hope you're hearing. If you're listening. All right. Next guy on my list, It is a tough one. I think we're all going to have mixed opinions here. But I'm going to go ahead and buy Michael Thomas. I might be a little biased. He's on my team, but I'm going to go ahead and buy him. I think he's going to be the leader in targets the rest of the year. He looked like he was back, looked like he was healthy. I really think that Chris Olave and Jarvis Landry they're going to switch off on that, that role that Jarvis played this week in terms of, what he had, like 7 or 8, 9 catches, 114 yards. And Michael Thomas is like their real red zone threat. I think that's going to be Jameis's number 1 read. So I'm going to buy him. I definitely know other people are going to have different opinions on that. So
he had 5 catches, 8 targets, 57 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I think he will be a great red zone threat, but I think in the red zone too, we're going to see a lot more Kamara and probably Taysom Hill and even some more incorporated.
Probably.
And so, and again, that was against Atlanta Falcons. So
they got good corners.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Mike Thomas thing all comes back down to what we've been talking about this whole time is what can you get for
That's why this.
Or what do you have to give up?
It's kind of a tough segment because it all ties back.
What are you valuing?
How stupid
Michael
are the guys
Thomas
in your
at
league
right now? Like,
yeah.
I mean, you're saying buy the guy just had 23 points or whatever. Like,
yeah.
So it's
I'm saying I think his value will continue to rise. I think there's because what do we look at him now as like a flex?
I mean, wide receiver 2.
All right, low end wide receiver 2 probably right now. But like before the season started, what did you think of him as?
Flex,
yeah.
But the thing
flex
is,
wide receiver 2.
because we just didn't know what it was going to be when he comes back.
Yeah,
they have Olave, Jarvis, we just don't know.
I think for us Michael Thomas owners, I think we're happy with him being a wide receiver 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you got him for next to nothing,
$8.
honestly, in drafts. Like you got him in the 8th, 9th, 10th round.
And he was on my bench this week.
Yeah,
Mike Davis, thanks, man.
That
was so stupid. Okay, all right. Do we want to end this segment?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Let's get some more fun shit.
I was gonna say bye, Allen Robinson. Whatever. Just gonna boost myself.
All right. Let's get some betting for week 2. All right.
Here we go.
We already went over the records for last week. Leader in the clubhouse here. Not a big deal. And then Jesus. All right. Okay. All right. Let's just start off with the first game of the week. Chargers. We're going off Action Network. It takes most of the big sports books, combines the lines. So that's what we're going to go off of is what most lines have. And that is the Chargers plus 4.5 at Kansas City Thursday night.
I'm going to get kind of frisky right here.
I might follow you up on that one.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. What was it, Kyle?
Chargers plus 4.5 in Kansas City.
I got it at 4. It's 4.5 now.
Your book has it at 4.
Come on, my book has it at 4.
Yeah,
This is the official book.
These are like actual.
Mine's the official.
He's the
Oh, my
official
bad. My
book
apologies.
of the league and PTA.
All right, so 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5. I'll take the hook.
They give me the Chargers.
I'm going Chargers plus 4.5.
After all that jerking of the Chiefs?
They're both so good. And
Keenan Allen's out, though.
I know, but I think just giving the Chargers 4.5 points on the road in a short week, especially Kansas City just played in Arizona. They had to travel back, short week. These are two of the best teams in the league. I think giving up 4.5 points is too much.
I picked KC at first, but 4.5. I'm gonna agree with y'all. Give me Chargers plus 4.5.
So we're all on Chargers plus 4.5.
Yep.
It's just too many points.
Now we're gonna lose.
I mean, do we lose all the ones that we all bet, the 3 of us? How do we do last week?
We all bet the Saints, that lost. We all bet the Ravens, that won. We all bet the Pats, that lost.
Niners.
We all bet the Niners and Panthers, both of those lost.
So was that 1 and 5?
Yeah,
it's not good.
That's it.
Not good.
Not good. So bet Chiefs minus 4.
Bet Chiefs minus 4.5.
Yeah,
Okay.
All right, so we're all on Chargers.
All on Chargers.
Come on, you want to switch it? I know you do. I can see it. I can feel it in my plums. Switch it.
Give me Chiefs.
Yeah, there we go.
I'll stick with my guns. Because I had them at minus 4 originally, and I took them.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Now bet the Chargers.
All right. Next is Indy in Jacksonville. Indy's minus 4.
This is tough.
Give me Indy minus 4. I think we're going to see a bounce back week here. The Jaguars, say what you want, they're not a good football team still. Colts defense is going to step up. They're going to run the Jonathan Taylor's going to have fucking 150 rush yards.
I'm going Jags.
Give me the Jags plus the 4, and that is my lock of the week. is Jags plus a 4.
That's your lock?
That's my lock of the week.
Wow. Okay.
That is my lock of the week.
All right.
Low bowl, but the Colts do not have I think they're 0-5 in the last 5 in Jacksonville.
Hey, someone pass a stove over here.
And
not one of those. I'll take a lit one.
No. Not only that, that heat in September in Jacksonville, that does fuck with people. Whether you want to think that's stupid or not, it does fuck with teams.
I think Jonathan Taylor's about to go ballistic in Jacksonville.
He went ballistic against the Texans.
I mean, not only that,
160 yards.
Yeah.
But this is like a prove it week for the Colts. Like after you tie
they
with
didn't
the
start
Texans,
off hot last year though either.
but it's like you're facing the Texans and Jags opening up. If you want to prove you're a fucking real threat,
Hey,
now I'm second guessing it because
it's the master versus the apprentice. Dougie P and Frank Wright. Dougie P's the master. Frank Wright's the little grasshopper.
now I'm kind of pushing towards Jacksonville.
I mean, it's
I'm
4
taking
points.
Jag.
If
I'll just take. They're at home. I'll take
if
the
it was
points.
if it was 2.5, I would have taken the Colts. But you're giving me more than a field goal, I'm gonna take the Jags.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jags.
Fuck it, I'm sick with my guns. Give me Indy.
Respect it. Next, Miami plus 3.5 in Baltimore.
I'm taking Fins.
I'm taking Fins
I'm taking
as well.
the Fish plus 3.5. The Ravens really did not look good last week against the Jets.
They kind of looked like the same type of team. They
What
both
is it,
couldn't run the ball.
3.5.
They both passed. Give me Miami plus 3.5.
All right, we're different here too. I'm going Baltimore minus 3.5. Don't love the pick.
You and I have every different pick so far.
I mean, I don't love the pick by any means.
That's a tough one to pick.
It's a tough one, but I'm gonna take.
A lot of these are tough this
This
week.
week is. I don't like this week.
No, it's tough.
It's tough, but yeah, I'm gonna take Baltimore. All right, next one. Don't like this one either. Jets plus 6 in Cleveland.
Oh, jeez.
I actually like this one. Give me Cleveland minus 6.
Okay, are we for sure Joe Flacco's starting?
Yes. I think the Browns personnel wise, that offensive line is going to wreck their defense. I think Nick Chubb's going to run crazy. And Joe Flacco threw the ball 59 times last week. And what did they score?
10 points.
10 points. The Browns defense is above average. Give me Cleveland minus 6.
I don't know if I can take.
I don't
Jacoby
love it.
Brisket minus 6.
I'm taking the Jets plus a 6. I'm taking the
give me
Jets.
Cleveland.
That's a lot of points. Who's at home?
Browns. I'm taking the Jets. I don't love it. Obviously, betting on the Jets you don't love, but I'm gonna take the Jets plus 6.
God,
Give me the dog pound.
I don't know. Oh, jeez.
Do we need to come back to this for you?
Yeah, come back to that one. I don't know.
Okay.
That one's tough. I don't know.
All right. Next, we got the Bucks minus 3 in New Orleans.
These are all tough.
I'm
They
taking
are.
Saints plus 3.
So am I.
I'm taking Bucks minus 3.
Wow, really?
All right.
All right.
I mean, it's not crazy to do that. By any means,
I
but-
know Tom hasn't beat them yet, but I think he's gonna come out and beat them.
You're going Saints plus 3, Brophy?
Yeah.
I'm going Saints plus 3. Okay, I'm going Browns.
Going Browns.
I'm going Browns.
All right.
I think that game will end up being.
I want
I
to take
might
the
switch
Browns,
it.
but I don't. I'm
Actually,
taking the Jets.
I'm changing my lock of the week. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep my lock.
All right. Next, we got New England minus 1 in Pittsburgh. I'm taking the Steelers.
Steelers plus the 1, and that's my lock. I think this. I think the Steelers is the better team. I don't think it's close. And for them to be at home, dogs.
My only thing is the fact that Burrow threw 5 picks, and they barely squeaked it out. I don't know how many picks Mac Jones is gonna throw.
I mean, they scored 7. They scored 7 points against Dolphins.
TJ Watt's out, isn't he?
Give me New England minus 1. Yeah, TJ Watt's out too, and that guy is the defense.
I think Brian Flores being there is just. I think he's gonna really help that defense. He looked like it last week.
I don't know if
You and I have a different pick for literally every game.
Y'all do.
Oh,
Y'all
shit.
all different, each 6.
All right. Love it.
That might not be my lock. I might switch that. But right now it's my lock.
Okay. Next, Carolina plus 1 in MetLife.
I'm going Panthers plus 1.
I'm going Panthers plus 1 too.
I'm going Panthers.
What?
Yeah, I'm going Panthers.
You're not taking
You
the
kidding me?
G-Man?
I just have a hard time seeing the Giants at 2-0. Like, I just have a hard time seeing that.
You gotta stick with your guns, man.
I didn't stick with I at first I did. I was gonna say I was gonna take the Giants 2.5. Then I got to thinking about it. I'm just
You're
like,
not sticking with your guns.
Wait, it's only at 1?
it's at 1.
Oh, man.
I had it at plus 2.5.
Yeah, I have it at 2.5.
My
Yeah,
book.
it
My
rapidly
book
changed.
says it's plus 2.5 Panthers.
It rapidly changed because it was at 2.5 when it started. Like, I think.
I
Yeah,
say we put it at 2.
I had it at 2.5 to. No, when I looked today,
I'm
it
fine
was
putting it at
2.5.
2.5.
Yeah, Panthers plus 2.5.
2.5.
All right, fuck it. We'll go 2.5. Sure.
I'll take the extra point.
We got a book that said so. All right. Washington Commanders plus the 1 in Detroit.
I had this at plus 2.5.
I'm taking Lions.
I'm plus 2.5 Washington.
So are we going off your book now?
They're just more favorable.
I know it's more favorable,
I'm going Lions. It's not favorable for me.
But these lines are more accurate compared with all the major books.
All right, fuck it. Give me Washington plus 1. I'm riding the Wentz train.
I'm taking the Commanders as well, plus the 1.
Both Commanders plus 1.
Yeah.
This is a tough betting week. I do not like this.
Yeah, I don't like any of these lines.
All right. Next, Seattle plus 10 in San Fran.
Seattle plus 10, 100%.
I'm taking Seattle plus the 10.
Yeah, that's too many points.
That's just a lot. I mean, I do want to give the Niners and Lance the benefit of the doubt because of the shitty weather, but 10 is just too many points. And I feel like the Seahawks are just going to, for some reason, stay competitive. Their red zone defense still looked really good yesterday.
They have that rookie cornerback. I don't remember his name, but he looked fucking good. He was like their 4th-round pick.
Yeah.
10's too many points.
10's too many.
Yeah.
I mean, they
especially
got
for a team that just beat the Broncos.
Yeah,
like,
and the team just lost to the Bears.
yeah.
All right. Next, another big spread. The Falcons plus 10.5 in L.A.
Give me Falcons plus. No, give me Rams minus 10.5.
Give me the Falcons plus 10.5.
I think the Rams are going to come out and expose the Falcons for the team they actually are, especially after getting fucking annihilated week 1. This game's in SoFi. Give me Rams minus 10.5.
You went Falcons?
Uh-huh.
Jeez, I don't know.
Where are you going?
That's a lot of points.
A lot of points.
That's a hell of a lot of points. I'm going Falcons. That's just too big of a spread.
I think they're going to kick the shit out of the Falcons.
Actually, God. Yeah, no, I'm going Rams.
Is that final?
I think, yeah. Falcons, they're on the road in L.A.
So
L.A.'s pissed off.
Yeah, it's not the Rams really have home games, though, you know.
It's the Falcons.
All right.
It's not the Cowboys.
Texans plus 10 in Denver. I'm taking the Broncos minus 10.
I'm taking Houston plus 10. I think Houston's going to shock people and be in games this year. They were in games last year, late last season, when Mills kind of got cooking.
Yeah.
They just tied the Colts. Give me plus 10. I mean, Denver just lost to the fucking Seahawks. I think it's too many points to give to them.
I'm willing to give the Broncos the benefit of the doubt in terms of the fact that they were the 3rd best this week in terms of yards per play. Their offense still looked good, and they looked rough in the first half a little bit, but that was, I mean.
Yeah, I'm going Wait, where's the game?
In Denver.
I'm going Broncos.
And the altitude, baby? Of course.
I'm going Broncos minus the 10. I feel like that was fool's gold for the Texans.
Give me Broncos. Yeah,
switching?
Yeah, I'm switching. Give me
All right.
Broncos.
I missed a game. Cardinals plus 6 in Vegas.
Give me Cardinals plus 6. That's too many points.
I think that's too many points too.
I'm taking the Raiders.
Minus 6.
I really just don't like the Cardinals. I don't like Kingsbury.
I don't either, but I think plus 6
That's
is a
too
lot.
many points.
If it was like plus 3.
We took the Cardinals last week at plus 6 against the Chiefs. Is it in L.A.?
It is.
Or in Vegas?
It is. Yes, it is in Vegas. Not a far trip.
Yeah, give me Cardinals plus 6. Too many points.
All right. Bengals minus 8 in Dallas.
Bengals minus 8, and that's my lock of the week.
I'll take Bengals minus 8. I think we're going to be awful this week.
Yep, that's my lock of the week, Cincy minus 8.
Okay.
I've been back and forth on this fucking all day. I don't know why. I just like I feel like the Bengals is obvious because you know they're going to want to come out and fucking show them they're not who they were last week. But I don't know. And the Cowboys, obviously with Dak gone, but I have a feeling they're just going to run the ball and like find a way to keep it close.
I just don't know if they're going to be able to run that ball with
I don't think we're going to be able to score more than 12 points.
Yeah, give me the 8 with Cincy.
What?
Yeah, give me Cincy minus 8.
Oh, you bitch.
Okay. All right. We got the last 3 coming up here. All right. Chicago plus 10 in Green Bay.
Give me Green Bay minus 10.
I'm going Packers minus 10.
Give me Green Bay.
I think they're gonna be pissed off.
All right. Tennessee plus 10 in Buffalo.
Give me Tennessee plus 10. I think Derrick Henry can run on them, especially losing the Giants. I don't think the Bills are going to go. Tennessee was still the 1 seed last year. I think they'll stay in. I don't think they're going to win, but plus 10, give me Tennessee.
I don't love it, but I'm
Where's
taking
the game?
in Buffalo. I don't love it. I'm taking Buffalo minus the 10.
I am going Titans. It's too many points.
It's a lot of points. I'm not comfortable with it.
Yeah.
But, okay, in the last game, we got 2 Monday night games, which is awesome. Minnesota plus 2.5 in Philly.
This is the game of the week right here. This game is awesome.
Give me Vikings plus 2.5.
I'm going Vikings.
I feel like this
Vikings.
could be a game to where Minnesota could be minus 2.5 too.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I don't. That should be a pick 'em.
I think Vikings are too good. I'll take Vikings plus points against the Eagles.
That's probably
Yeah,
going to go
I'll take it as
down
well.
to a
Going
pick 'em,
Vikings.
honestly.
Yeah. All right, you still got to make a pick on the Browns-Jets game, right?
No, I picked Browns.
Oh, you did? Okay.
What's y'all's locks?
I have the Jags plus 4,
What's your lock?
Steelers plus 1.
Okay.
and you got the Bengals minus the 8.
Yep.
All right, that
All right.
concludes our week 2 betting.
See how we do.
I
week
don't
two.
like any of these games.
I don't feel.
I'm
that.
not
I'm not in-
confident. There's not one game I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Actually, you know what? I'm switching my lock to Cleveland minus 6.
All right.
Yeah, switch it to Cleveland minus 6.
All right.
got me and you. One of us is gonna end up sucking this week.
Yep. Yeah.
Y'all have outside of the, y'all have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 8 games different.
I mean, half of our games are different. That's
Half your
pretty.
games
That's
are different.
yeah. I think that's gonna really. Well, one of us gonna be first or worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into our last segment, which is just week 2 fantasy. What are the matchups we like, plays we like in DraftKings, FanDuel? What are we liking?
So I just took a little gander at them. I didn't really look that deep into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go on right now.
But I like Nick Chubb a lot at 7,100. I think he was like the 10th or 11th RB for the noon and 3:30 games.
I didn't take a peek.
I mean, they're facing the Jets. Like they're gonna run all over the. I think they're gonna get up in this game. They're just gonna feed Nick Chubb. I wouldn't be shocked if he has 150 rush yards and 2 touchdowns. I think he's a safe play too. We know the volume's
DraftKings
gonna
gives
be
you
there.
3 extra points for 100-yard rushing games.
Are we looking
So,
at
yeah, you got
all the
that
games
as well.
Thursday through Monday?
Yeah.
Also, I'd like Curtis Samuel at at 4,600. Like T.J. Hawkinson at 4,700. I would try to get as many players in that Detroit-Washington game as you can. I think that game's going to be a shootout. Both defenses have proven they're not very good, and I mean they're both coming off of fantasy gold week 1s. I think that's one of these games to target is Commanders Detroit.
I mean, Wentz at 5,800 against Detroit.
That's not bad. I like Higbee at tight end. He's going for $4,200. He's cheap as hell. He had 11 targets week 1. I don't think Stafford's comfortable yet with some of the new guys. I mean, the fact he got 11 targets week 1
Yeah.
by itself, he's playing the Falcons. I think Higbee for next to nothing at tight end. I mean, he's literally going around Noah Fant, Mike Gesicki, and Gerald Everett. I think you get great value with Higbee at tight end.
Also, I mean, Stafford at 6,300 against the Falcons. Derek Carr at
I was
6,200
about
against.
to say Derek
yeah.
Carr. I like Derek Carr.
Yeah.
I think you can also say Renfro. Renfro had a down week 1. I think McDaniels is going to come back and be like, listen, we can't just feed Devontae every single game like the Packers did. Like, we're going to have to spread the ball around. Devontae can't get 20 targets a game.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to use Renfro, Waller, those guys a lot more.
A.J. Dillon at 5,800 against Chicago.
Yeah,
That's a good play.
Good.
Darrell Henderson at 5,700 against Atlanta.
Yeah.
I like Tyler Boyd at 5,400 too against Dallas.
I think depending on if Higgins plays.
He's out, right?
No, not yet.
Oh, he's not.
Uh-uh.
Okay, well, if he's out, then
Yeah.
Let's see. Is there anything else? At least not running back wise. Just an appetite.
I mean, James Robinson for 5,600. I think that's pretty good. I think we saw. I mean, Etienne had 4 carries. Like James
Yeah.
Robinson is still going to run the ball. I mean, the only thing you're going to worry about is if the Colts get up in that game. But I think it'll be fine. I think James Robinson at 5,600 is a good play.
Let's see here. I mean, DJ Moore against the Giants for 5,700.
DJ Moore was cheeks.
He didn't.
week.
Yeah, Robbie Anderson got most of the targets.
I think. Where's Mike Williams going?
He is going.
Oh, he's 6,600. That's a lot.
I thought he was out last week, and that was with Keenan.
That's a lot.
It's not horrible though.
No, it's not bad. I mean, Mike Williams is going to be the number 1 in a high-scoring
Yeah.
game this week. Like, You get players in that Chiefs-Chargers game. There's going to be a lot of points scored.
I mean, Juju 5,500 against the Chargers. That's going to be a run-it-up game. Judy against the Houston 5,600.
I like Judy too.
A-Rob bounce back if you're into that.
I think A-Rob's gonna have a good week this week. I think he's gonna bounce back. I think McVay is gonna be like, let's get him the ball. I mean, he's going for 5,500. It's pretty damn cheap.
Hey, Chark 5,100 against Washington.
I got another question too for y'all here.
What's that?
Kind of a fun question. So, if you could go to any one of these games, which would you go to? The Super Bowl, Game 7 of the World Series, or Game 7 of the NBA Finals?
Do I have any affiliation to the teams playing?
No.
Finals. It's a close atmosphere. It's fast paced all game. It's gonna come down to the wire. I'd take the finals.
Ah, that's fucking hard.
The Super Bowl, I'm just gonna get hammered at, not even really know what's going on. If the Cowboys aren't in it, I'm just gonna be like, oh.
All right. Okay. Let's say your team is in this.
Super Bowl. Not even close.
So,
Super Bowl easy.
So Super Bowl of your team in at Game 7 of the Finals with your team, or World Series with your team?
Super Bowl. Not even close.
Cowboys, Mavs, or Rangers, easy Super Bowl. Yeah.
You wouldn't go to the Rangers game? You're such a big baseball guy.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'd probably, if my team's not affiliated, I think I would go to the finals because I think just as a whole, the entire game, I think it'd be more fun.
Atmosphere.
And you're locked in on everything. Where it's like football, you still do have like time between plays. You know, there's the whole halftime deal. Yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah, I would go finals if my team
You're probably all
was in
sitting
that.
far as fuck away at the Super Bowl too. So
Yeah.
But what are you going, huh?
I really don't know.
Well, you got to
pick
pick something.
I'd probably go Super Bowl just because football's my favorite sport, and the Cowboys actually.
Okay, so what if the
Somehow
Cowboys,
miraculously
Mavs,
got
Rangers
there.
are playing? What do you do? Cowboys, Mavs, and Rangers. God, if the Mavs were playing.
I know that's the thing. Let's say too, like you have badass seats at all of them. You're courtside. You're on the 50-yard line.
Okay, wait. When
you're
you
behind
say
home plate.
courtside, are you in the chairs on the floor or row one?
You're courtside.
You're front row.
You get to pick any seats in any
finals.
stadium you want.
Easy. You're on the court.
Yeah.
Finals, no doubt.
I'm just like, I love the Mavs, but I'm a bigger Giants fan than I'm a Mavs fan, so I'm going to go to the Super Bowl still.
I would do Mavs.
I would do Mavs. Okay,
fair.
if I'm
courtside,
center court on those first chairs that Jay-Z and Drake all sit at, I'm there.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's hard to miss, but
You'd go football still, Giants?
well, fuck, but like the fan experience, like as sitting courtside.
Yeah, because if you're courtside at the
experience at
NBA
courtside's
Game 7,
nothing.
yeah, you're surrounded by mega celebrities, like literally.
Well, and like you're 2 feet away from the players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that'd be electric.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, fuck, I might lean finals there. But yeah, it's fucking hard because if the Giants win the Super Bowl, it's different compared to everything else.
You're not picking baseball, Yankees?
Yeah.
No.
Bro, I got a question for you.
What's that?
Would you rather the Yankees win the World Series or the Mavs win the finals?
You would think Yankees World Series.
I'm gonna go Yankees. I'm gonna go Yankees.
I knew you were gonna.
I feel like he's not really a Mavs fan. He's kind of just a Capper.
Well, let's not say that. I mean, I'm
you
not.
can't
the,
be
I'm
a
not the,
Giants fan.
You're
and
a Giants and a
Yankee
Yankees fan and
be
a Mavs fan.
I mean, I
That's
started
just
liking
pitiful.
what
Be
I
a
grew
Knicks
up.
fan.
I started liking what I grew up watching.
They need to all line up.
Well, the Mavs were what was on when I was watching basketball growing up when I first figured out basketball. So just what happened.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Yankees and Giants. Like I watched what was on, and all my teams were doing well when I was growing up. So it was like I'm gonna keep rooting for them. Yeah. Well, sorry about it. What do you want me to do? All right. Do we have anything else?
I think that's it.
I think we're good.
All right. Well, this is what, episode 13?
13 in the books.
Is it 13?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Punch the air. Hit that like and subscribe. Get us on TikTok.
Boom, boom.
Get us something on Instagram.
Please.
We need it.
Oh, yeah. Now, also, too, we will be on Apple and Spotify for strictly audio podcasts.
Wait, really?
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
And
swing that.
And
deal?
also, too, if you're watching this, if you do ever want to come on the podcast or suggest questions or anything, we have a Patreon now. to where you can pay either $3,
Oh, did we get like
$5,
signed up with that guy?
Oh,
or $15. and
just
you
on
can either
Patreon itself.
Zoom
Not with
in
the
on the
random
call,
guy.
or you could ask us questions, or we'll shout you out, or whatever. So if any of you airheads out there watching this want to pursue that, go to the link tree. It's in there. Sign up.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Moving
Fuck yeah.
up, baby.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. We'll see you
We're
next
going
Tuesday.
places. All right. Let's roll.
Ciao.